This is the URT. You are the URT. Excuse me. Big up the URT. Smash a like for the URT. Subscribe to the URT. Big up the people. Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Welcome. Welcome to the URT. We've got lots for you tonight. Obviously, Michael Carrick's announced as the Manchester United coach. So there's a lot for us to get to think about. There you go. Baller says we're finished. Call of the season now. Listen, Southgate rumours in the summer. His odds are being dropped. His odds have gone from being 20-1 now something closer. So yeah, let's do it, people. Let's do it. So we got to talk about that Carrick. We got to talk about Southgate baby rumours. We got to talk about all the clownish thing that the club are gonna do. Woodgate, Steve Holland, who's a friend and a colleague of Woodgate, of Southgate's. That's why the rumours are intensifying. But yeah, big up the people. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, people. Subscribe to the channel. But yeah, we'll see you after this intro, people. Who are we? This is the URT. You are the URT. Smash a like for the URT. Subscribe for the URT, people. Just bear with me, people. It's not that. What is this? Chat lets you display comment directly. What can I edit? Nothing. People, smash the like for the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Yeah. Big up. I'm just trying to make sure that any super chats are starred. So please just make sure, people. Big up to every one of you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We've got a ram-packed show for you tonight. Obviously, the comedy club that keeps giving. Manchester United is the comedy club that keeps giving, and there's so many different things to discuss about. But without further ado, man like Bumbaye's in the house. Bumbaye, talk to me. And Carrico, your friend, your favourite player for Manchester United, is at the wheel. How happy must you be?
Very happy. Good evening, Therapy Army. Good evening, bro. Lovely to be here as always. I'm happy, man. I'm not going to spend this show in despair. I've done that for the past two shows. I'm over it.
I knew Carrick will bring you alive. I knew Carrick will get you back.
Yeah,
get
man.
You back the way, yeah? Carrick will get you back.
I just loved him as a player. I started to appreciate Carrick a little bit later on. It took me a while because what he does kind of goes under the radar. He's one of them players.
Oh, hold it there, Bombay. Hold it there. People in the chat, we thought we convinced Bombay about this toxic football club. But you know what?
Come on, man.
You get Carrick in and he's alive. They pull him back in.
Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
And now, there you go. He's fully engaged and fully behind.
Look,
and
do you know what it is?
If Carrick was to do decent, Bombay will be like, get in the job full time. Carrick for life. I want him to be here.
But I wanted to ask, man, he's got 17 games. A lot of games. That's a lot of games, bro. Imagine Carrico just went on a rampage, killed it to the end of the season, don't you think we'd be a bit crazy not to hang on? Or do you reckon we should just, no matter what, even if he gets top four, plays good football, should we just get a new manager? I don't know, to be honest, bro. But I'm. I think Carrick is a good manager. I watched Middlesbrough not because of Carrick. I didn't even know he was there, but has started to say to me, "Come round and watch this team." Honestly, he's a good manager. They play good. So I went twice, watched them, then I started tuning in. Got them to the playoffs twice and just missed out. So he ran out of steam, couldn't go for a third one. But they played some nice football. And you know what? Carrick, one sense, maybe he doesn't have anything to lose. Just attack, man. Go. Let him off the leash. Enjoy, express. But then the other side is, have they said to Michael, don't matter if you win the league, you're not getting the job? Or is Michael Carrick auditioning for the job? We really don't know, to be honest. And I don't think we're going to really know how we feel and what we think until Michael starts to field the team out, see the results, see the performances. And at the end of the season, you look at it and then you'll say, nah, let's get Thomas Tuchel in or whatever. You know what I mean? Or, so I'm asking you, if the man played nice football and you enjoyed it and he gets results, what would you think? Or is it that's it? From now, he will never see that job because we can do better. I don't know personally, but I'm gonna get behind him, bro. Ineos, I just don't like this whole outfit. That is for sure, bro. It's been awful so far, but I'm just gonna get behind the manager and see what's coming. This is something new. If I can just watch a bit of entertainment and be excited and enthused and invested in it, I'll settle for that for the next 17 games, honestly. Um, you know, more than that, I can't really say much. I just want to tune in and enjoy it, man, because I've not been in. It's got toxic again the last few weeks before Amorim went, and Fletcher did what Fletcher did. I'm not really asked about that. I didn't even watch Fletcher's games. So let's see what Carrick's saying, man.
Wow.
What do you
Mumbai
think?
wheel, mate. Carrick's at the wheel and Mumbai is on the driver's seat, mate. Mumbai is there helping Carrick.
Passenger seat.
Nah, I think you've gone from the passenger seat to go and help him steer the car.
All right, why don't you give me your take? See how different they are. Give me your take. Come on, man. I've just given you mine. Let me gauge where I am in terms of where you are.
Where am I? King Salt, this is not allowed. Don't ever do that again. Do not ever do that again. Guess I send them over. Big up, Nura. Listen. Big up Titanium says, as an Asian man, I'm appalled that Woodgate is part of the coaching staff. Yeah. Well, as an anti-racist, I'm appalled. I'll never forget that. I think the kid was called Savaz Najib. He was attacked by a group of men as they left the nightclub. I've been to Majestics. This used to be a club. Story time, children. Story time. Cuddle around. Get warm cloth all over you. You know what I mean? Talk game now. Get ready for story time. So in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken, it was in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken, they had this wild bunch of players. Lee
Woodgate, Bowyer,
Woodgate.
Was it Batty? Or was that before?
Batty, all these kind of players were there, yeah. And basically, the two people that were charged were they were not charged. So Leeds footballer Jonathan Woodgate was found guilty of a fray. So Woodgate was found of a fray, but under racial abuse, basically. Mr. Najib, who was 21 at the time, there's a club called Majestics, footballers playing for Leeds, a lot of young players all together. When they went out on a night out in a nightclub called Majestics in Leeds, Najib, who's originally from Rotterdam, was on a night out with friends in Majestics. Anyway, it went off. He said that he got racially abused. And he got into it and they beat him up, basically. So that's why I Am Titanium is saying this as an Asian man. I'm appalled that Woodgate is part of our coaching staff. Yeah, he was charged with a fray. That's what he was charged with. But yeah. So that's what he was charged with. He was charged with big up Saeed for the super raid. Big up to all of you lot. Saeed raid. Big up to Saeed for the raid. But yeah, so Jonathan Woodgate, a lot of people, a lot of Asian people, or anybody who is against racism are not liking what has happened to him, are not liking the fact that he is employed by Manchester United. When he was charged and was found in a court of law, he was found guilty of a fray. Guilty of a fray. Now, some of you might think, what does affray mean? Instance of group fighting in a public place to disturb the peace. A brawl, an engagement, encounter, confrontation, a melee, clash, skirmish, scuffle, tussle, fracas. That's what it means. So he was in a fight with this kid, Naweeb, and he got found guilty of that. But Naweeb claimed that they used the P word and all sorts of words to describe him as well during the fight. And he basically said that they tried to kill him, and he was on the floor. You know what I mean? They were quite racist. Some of these footballers. Lee Bowyer was in that. Was one of the people who was involved in it. So I can 100% understand why people are United fans are kicking off. It was Lee Bowyer and Jonathan Woodgate. Lee Bowyer was cleared of grossly bodily harm, but Jonathan Woodgate got found guilty of a fray, of basically fighting. And this happened on the 11th of January 2000 in a nightclub in Leeds City Centre. I've been to the nightclub called Majestics. Big up, people. So we're taking apart all the decisions that have been made. We're explaining things to people. So that's why I'm Titanium is basically saying what he's saying. He's saying what he's saying here. He is saying what he's saying here. He's saying, as an Asian man, I'm appalled that Woodgate is part of the coaching staff.
So, Nordin, this is the article. If you, you probably read it about the fray. And people seeking people if they don't understand the word affray. It's a legal word.
Means fighting in public. Yeah.
100%. This is use of threatened of violence in public place.
Yeah.
And it's a way that would make ordinary people fear for their safety. Yeah. But it doesn't mean necessarily that someone was seriously injured or that weapon was used. Yeah. So that's the legal term of the word affray.
Yeah. Big up. That is a legal term. Big up to George from Chile, man. Love Chile. Allende. We salute Captain Allende. We salute. We'll never forget Allende. If you know, you know. But yeah, people. So we're breaking it down. For me, Ineos raid. Welcome, Ineos. Welcome, Ineos. Ineos are welcome. Come here, you clowns. Come on, take a seat while we tell you what's going on. Manchester. So Southgate. So not Southgate. Sorry. Well, Southgate might be the next guy. His odds have been dropped by the bookies. I just want to let Jarvis know, and I want Bumbaye to know, and all you guys to know that is what is happening. Big up from Myanmar as well. Love to the people in Myanmar. Love from everybody. Yeah, Salvador Allende, El Presidente. We salute. We'll never forget. Never forget what the CIA did, man. what the CIA did to Chile. We never forget. We are students of history on this channel.
Yeah,
we are students of history. We stand with all the disappeared people, all the people that were stolen, all the people that were murdered by the fascism in Chile. Solidarity and love to all the people in Chile. Big up to Rant for the raid. If it is Rants for the raid, or is it Ineos still? Is it still Ineos? Big up Rants for the raid. Let's get to 200 likes ASAP, people. But yeah, we're breaking it all down tonight. I've got Jarvis with me. I've got Bumbaye with me. And breaking news, Bumbaye is on board with Michael Carrick, one of his favourite players. He's like, let me hold the steering wheel while you drive.
Come on, man.
That's how Bumbaye is working. So Jarvis, obviously it's not a secret. It's been the most awaited secret, public secret.
Worst kept.
Michael Carrick is, but we now also have Steve Holland, who worked under Jose, Ancelotti, Conte, and more importantly, in recent years, for about 8 years, with Southgate, Gareth Southgate. So that's why the Gareth Southgate rumours that are developing. But give me your reaction.
Yeah,
Carrick not going to do it. Carrick at the wheel.
Guys, I've been angry now for a couple of days. So now it's more. I don't know how to say it. I don't care anymore. I'm so disappointed about this club, how they run this shit show, and what we have seen now. Attacking Amorim for all the wrong reasons, for speaking out, not for the result. How they made this process. There were rumors saying that Woodward wanted Ollie to be the man who comes in, but we know he went there with his hat in his hand, bowing for Sir Jim to have him sign off the papers, and Sir Jim, he said, "No, I'm not having it. It's not the right chemistry. I want Carrick." And then we had our director of football. There's nothing else he could say but, "Excuse me, sir. Okay, we'll get Carrick for you. Sign here." And this is how it works. We have an old billionaire running this club. And not to forget about Joe Glazer, who also have to sign off on that same paper. So this is where we are. We have an interim manager. We have a director of football who's not in charge. We have American owners, doesn't care. And we have a poor billionaire running the club who knows nothing about football. He knows about golf, sailing, cycling, polo, all the rich man sports, but he don't have a clue when it comes to football, and he's the guy calling the shots. So, guys, this is where we are at the moment. I'm not happy with the current state, but we are where we are at the moment. So I will try his best to back Carrick. I hope. I wish him well.
I definitely think we all wish him well, because it's going to be a very difficult job. Before I started the stream, I watched his first interview with a Manchester United podcast. The in-house podcast. Absolutely laughable. Big up Irfan. Irfan's here. But I just want to get the super chat.
Easy, Jarvis. All right, boys.
Big up Adewale. Adewale, Happy New Year, King. So Happy New Year, my guy. I told Saeed everyone needs to give you your flowers for calling out Ineos BS from the time Carrick is about to take us further down the table. Semenyo made the best decision of his life, not coming to get RDZ. Big up to you, King. First of all, appreciate you. Big up to you, my love. Big up Nigeria. I'll be supporting Nigeria tomorrow. I wanted a Nigeria-Morocco final in the AFCON, but looks like they're meeting in the semis. And the team that's entertained me the most have been Nigeria, so everything crossed for tomorrow.
What time?
Well, Irfan, welcome. Tomorrow, yeah, Morocco versus Nigeria tomorrow. And it's Senegal versus Egypt in the AFCON
both semi-finals are tomorrow, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit, Nigeria looked like the best team by a long distance.
Yeah.
Morocco,
it's a shame that they're not in the world.
I mean, you saw how big the crowd was for Algeria. Started watching the last 16 and then I watched the quarters as well. Morocco have got the massive support of the thingy, but it's the Osimhen and Lookman and there, and then obviously what's he called? Awobi's been playing well. Defense looks solid. They just look like the best Nigerian team I've seen, to tell you the truth.
Well, tomorrow they're going to be tested. Tomorrow they're going to come. Their biggest test is coming tomorrow.
What is with Brahim Diaz and the rest of them? Yeah.
The crowd, fan. You don't understand the Moroccan.
Yeah. Oh no,
fan
this is they're going to be on the Nigeria's going to be on the severe pressure, but they do look really solid. I have to admit, the way they dispatched
tomorrow
Algeria
will be a huge test. Fan, the people want your thoughts on Jonathan Woodgate. Obviously, he got found guilty of a fray.
Oh, the racism with him and the other guy. What was the other little rat from Leeds?
That brother. Yeah, that brother in at the time in Majestics in Leeds.
Yeah, nightclub. Yeah. They abused the guy. Him and what was the other guy called? Lee Boyer. Yeah. Boyer and Southgate. Yeah. I mean, look, Nuruddin, I don't know what to say about incidents. Obviously, we were very angry at the time, but
big up, fam. Big up, Adewale. Yeah. If those of you who don't know Adewale's family, Adewale.
That's a Nigerian name. Yeah. Adewale.
Yeah, they're heavyweights. Adewale.
Adeleke.
Yeah. Adewale runs like a massive record label. He said this is Ndidi. Ndidi is the current Nigerian captain. And he says, Ndidi is my good friend. I will send you a DM what he said about Ollie coaching. Okay. I want to hear about it. But love, big up to him. So yeah, Majestics, that's what we said, Woodgate. And now he's working for Manchester United, which has a large percentage of South Asian fans.
Yeah. I don't know, Nuruddin, honestly, like, because, I don't want to get too political, but obviously you've seen how far the country shifted to the right. You've seen how far America's shifted right. You've seen how far Europe's shifted to the right. So when you have people like Nigel Farage going to possibly be the next prime minister, it's open season to call everyone racist names every month, to be more bigoted. So when I look back to the incident of
2000,
Southgate,
it was 2000.
I mean, it's 26 years ago. So I would say to those guys, they're young, what can I say, testosterone-led young men who's probably said things they regret, but casual racism behind the scenes when there's no black and brown people around or Chinese or whatever was the norm, and it's become the norm again. But with those guys, I don't even know what to think about them because they've managed to sweep all that under the carpet.
This wasn't just racism. This was you got beaten up. This kid got
they got beaten up. But Nuruddin,
he got drunk.
Nuruddin, I'm from the 80s. You know what the 80s was like. This is like, it was ridiculous. So I mean, look. Obviously, it was horrible. It was horrific at the time, but it was like, okay, yeah, so this is the norm. They push it under the carpet. They protect their own. What can I even say? Now, I'm hoping that these two guys he's matured. I never thought he'd be playing for Man United or in any way capacity or coaching him, but it is what it is. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. I'm obviously happier slightly that it's not Ollie and it's Carrick, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say because this to me is fraught with danger with this because if he loses 5 games in the next 10, right, and he's the interim of the interim, and you've got a half a season left, I don't know where this can go. This is just like, it doesn't really make that much sense to me. But again, it goes back to the idiotic, farcical nature of Jim and Glazer, and the rest of them. Well, actually, it's Jim's decision. It just makes no sense whatever. But remember, they're trying to cover their backs. But they keep digging the hole, and the hole keeps getting bigger. It does keep getting bigger. So, you remember we used to watch Michael Carrick, and you used to say, "Bloody Michael Carrick." That's all I used to remember hear you say. Remember, you used to say, "Bloody Michael Carrick" when he used to play. Remember?
I didn't rate him.
No, that's what I mean. And you always used to say, and I used to say, "Look, he does this neat and tidy job behind the scenes." But as a coach, I don't know much about what he did in Middlesbrough. I think it was like 3rd, 4th, and 10th or something before they got rid of him. Now, one interesting thing I do know when I was looking at this, I think this morning, he did actually have to try and change Middlesbrough that were playing with Chris Wilder's 5 at the back, 2-4-4-2, or 4-2-3-1. He did have to change that. So maybe that was one of the reasons why they actually went with him and said, okay, let's give him a chance. I just think they went for a guy who was deemed less of a failure, right, than him. But again, Nuruddin, the decision-making process is kind of, I don't know what to say, but who's out there? And this, like I said, this could go really bad. And my biggest problem is I don't look at Carrick and see that he's going to motivate these players. I just don't see it. I don't think he's got the personality to motivate these type of sort of prima donnas and the people we've got in the team. I just don't see it at all. I don't know. The fan base is already depressed. You guys have already checked out because you're so angry with Ineos and the Glazers. I mean, even what I heard what Jarvis said, I'm like, shit, if Jarvis clocked out, I mean, everyone must have clocked out. I mean, everyone's had enough, you know, and it's obviously it's very heartbreaking when you have to try and rationalize the decision making and the football on the pitch. To rationalize it will actually send you crazy, because we're not professional football people, but we can see mistake after mistake after mistake. And this is meant to be professional setup. But the decision-making process from the top is so bad, it's so toxic, it just washes all over the whole club, all the way down to the players. You know, and we seem to have, when you're in a rut, you just have bad luck after bad luck. I mean, like, when I watch some of the games in Man United, I always say, does the ball run for us? Do we ever get lucky? And when you're in the rut, it doesn't seem to run for you. It just doesn't run for you at all. So this is the problem with being in the mire. This is the problem with being in the gutter. You're constantly trying to, swim in quicksand in many ways. But I don't know what's the vibe you've got back from the fan base? I don't know. It seems to be quite lukewarm. Some people don't like him. Some people do. I said, if I repeat myself, I don't know much about Carrick as a manager. I really don't know.
Tonight, Irfan, we're gonna break it all down for you.
Well, do you guys know much about him?
I've done the research, Irfan, and I'm gonna break it down. How his team defend, how they attack, how they build up, his favorite type of formation. All of that will be broken down.
But hang on, before you do that though, let me ask you a question then. So, what is your personal opinion of whether the guy can succeed or not? But obviously, because he's not getting any plays, is he?
Not one person can fix this, Irfan. This is beyond.
He's not going to get any plays, is he? He's not going to get any plays, is he?
No, and that's what I'm saying to you. So, is he going to invent players? But let me just give you the official reading of what the official Manchester United Football Club have said. Manchester United are delighted to announce the appointment of Michael Carrick as head coach for the men's first team until the end of 25-26 season. Carrick played 464 games for the club, winning 5 Premier League titles, FA Cup, 2 League Cups, UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, and the FIFA World Cup. He joined the first team coaching staff when he retired in 2018, says of the Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Following Solskjaer's departure, Carrick led the club with a distinction during his role as caretaker manager. Remember, he took over 3 games. He won 2 games and we drew the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
England's former international was the head coach at Middlesbrough for 2.5 years from October till the 22nd. Michael Carrick, as head coach, said, having the responsibility to lead Manchester United is an honor. I know what it takes to succeed here. My focus is now helping the players to reach their standards that we expect at this incredible club, which we know this group is more than capable of producing. Yeah, that is a cap first. So that's the first line. Mate, you need to get players in. I've worked with a number of players already and have obviously continued to watch the team closely in recent years. I have total belief in their talent, dedication, and ability to be successful here.
Yeah, but Noreen, that's
There's
just
still a lot to fight for the season. He says there is still a lot to fight for the season. We're ready to pull everyone together and give the fans the performance their loyal support deserves. And then this is what we hear from Jason Weetabix Wilcox. Michael is an excellent coach. He knows exactly what it takes to win at Manchester United. He is ready to lead talented, determined group of players for the remainder of the season as we continue to build the club towards regular, sustained success. So he's going to be supported by Steve Holland, who 10 years worked with Southgate. That's why the Southgate scare is there. Woodgate, who's got an affray, and a guy somebody accused him of being racist while they were kicking his head in, when he's supposed to kick the guy's head in. Travis Spanian, who's a youth coach.
I'm going to nerd him, but I'm going to nerd him.
Johnny Evans and Craig Manson. So these are the coaches. Let me just get this, Irfan. Steve Holland, Jonathan Woodgate,
Steve
who
Holland,
worked
he's
with
very
Carrick,
experienced.
who worked with Carrick at
He's 50s
Middlesbrough.
in his 60s. He's old though, isn't he? Yeah, 50s, 60s.
Yeah. So Trevor Binion, Johnny Evans, and Craig Mason are the people who are going to be. Darren Fletcher's gone back to being the
under
coach
18s.
under
Yeah.
18. So there we go, people. That is the official statement.
So what do you know about the coaches though? What do you know about the coaches?
Yeah, I know that Jonathan Woodgate was with him, and he was his number 2 at Middlesbrough, and he worked with him very closely. I know that Jonathan Woodgate wanted to become a coach. He worked at Bournemouth, and he got sacked.
Aren't they both from the northeast as well? Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, Woodgate used to play for Leeds, and then he went to Real Madrid.
No, I remember when he went to Leeds.
So funny. On his debut, I just want to tell people what happened. He went to, at that time, for a lot of money, went to play for Real Madrid. On his debut, he scored an own goal, and he got a red card. If I'm not mistaken, that was his debut. He got a lot of injuries. He never really played at a top level, really. No. After that, he got... So the PR waffle is what you heard. So, Irfan, you want me to believe in the PR stuff, to have faith in people like Weetabix Wilcox, and you want me to have faith in Ineos?
No, I don't want you to. I want you to. I told you, Nuruddin. I told you.
This is what you want. No, that's what you asked. You asked.
No.
I got to make
it goes back to the same thing.
Let me finish. You asked the question. I've got to make an educated. Yes, and I look at, well, what are the problems at this football club? Manchester United need about 7, 8 new players.
Yeah. And we're not getting 7 or 8 players. We're not even getting 2 players.
We're not getting even 1.
Yeah. Okay, we're not even getting 1.
What the structure I have zero faith in.
So you have zero
faith in. So I think he was gonna be there, left out to dry. He knows, his nan knows, everybody else's nan knows, the players' nans know that he's only there for 6 months. So he has to have some incredible motivational skill to motivate, to lift the players from the performance we saw against Brighton on the other day, on Sunday. Or was it Saturday or Sunday, whatever day it was? We saw what was on their faces. Footballers never need any excuses. That's what I gather. So Woodgate is his number 2. No, Steve Holland is number 2. Woodgate's part of this coaching staff. Guy called Mason, another guy called Binion, and Johnny Evans, who's really close to Michael Carrick as well. So he's also in the coaching staff. So that's what we've got to lead us to the next 17 games, which starts, and it all kicks off on Saturday at Manchester Derby. So I'll go to Bumbaye. Bumbaye, are you excited? In your statement, club statement, Glazer statement, you happy?
Oh, pirate! I was listening to Bob Marley, mate. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I don't give a shit anymore.
See, he's clocked up. Mr. Bombay's clocked up.
Dear. I swear, that tune, man, Bob Marley, no matter what's going on, I put Could You Be Loved on. I'm bouncing. I don't care. Bro,
I wish we could get Bob Marley in the stadium. It won't be that bad watching that shite.
Honestly, man, honestly, it makes everything feel all right again. But look, I'm not gonna. Why should I come on here and, you know what I mean, go berserk and stuff? I know what this club is. It's a failed experiment. We all know what happened. Even as much disagreement as this panel and people in the comments we have with each other, we all now are aligned. This ownership, from the Glazers to Ineos, is selfish, incompetent, and is all about business. And it would be half an issue if they were good at business. For 2 years, you could just catalogue a lot of waste, financial waste and time. And time is essential because even your good players, man, they're losing time when they could be contributing something good if we had a plan. And then, man, you've got to think, you know the players. I'm going to cut the players some slack. You know why? Man, maybe they were invested in this. They must be as shocked as me. I got told at work at 10 a.m. I was chatting to a mate and he goes, yo, Amram's gone. Literally, I didn't think I'd feel so bad in the moment. but I really felt bad and pissed off. Like, no, I should have stayed to the end of the season. Not because he's great, but because let's get our players back. Let's at least see this thing out. It's only to the end of the season. Maybe we can derive something from it, man. And now it's gone. And like I said at the start of the show, I've spent the last 2 shows, not really myself, just despair. Okay, I accept. Until the owners go, we've got Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick is so far is a young manager who did a very good job at Middlesbrough. Didn't quite get him into the Prem, but he got to the playoffs 2 seasons in a row, and they play good football. He loves the club. He knows what it's all about. So if it's not going to be Ollie, then Michael is even a little bit more exciting because, you know, I love Ollie, but I've seen Ollie. Michael is a smart guy, man. He's not a big shouter, a big guy. He's a watcher. He's an observer. Let me see what he can do. Let's give him a chance. You know, forget Ineos. This isn't me condoning Ineos, but I want to give the guy a chance. It's hard enough the job he's got to do, man.
Do you think he's got the players to play his football?
Honestly, Nuruddin, I don't know. Because I need to see how the other players over Amorim. I mean, think of Mbuemo and Ahmad and Mizraoui. They're away with their countries, and then the news comes in. The manager that bought you, that has made you a fixture in this team, has just been sacked. And we're getting someone new in. Is there going to be problems now where Carrick might not want to play certain players that are accustomed to playing? Carrick's going to change to 4 at the back. That's going to mean some people are going to get cut that were on the cusp or making some progress. It's a big change, man. You're changing everything right in the middle of the season, and the players have lost the manager. And don't forget, man, the players, it's not like they come into the meetings with Amorim. I don't think that happens. They're pretty much, okay, they're in the club, but Amorim's getting 3 years. So I don't know, man. It's not good. But Carrick is our manager. It's not his fault. You know, he's got an opportunity. Let's see if he can take it, man. I'm just going to take one game at a time and get right behind Michael Carrick. I'm not going to go nuts. Listen, am I expecting, even with flipping Alex Ferguson at this moment in time, to go into Arsenal and beat them and City? That's our next 2 games. No, I'm not. I don't care if we had every single player fit. It's a tall order, man. It's a big ask. Yeah, Amorim's record against the big teams was pretty decent. You know, we beat Liverpool, we beat City. I think we didn't beat Arsenal, I don't think, but we played well against Arsenal. So
we beat Arsenal in the FA Cup.
Okay, we beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. So Amorim was turning those kind of results around because they, you know, push a high line. They kind of play into our strengths. But this is 2 rough games, man. Arsenal are one of the best teams around these days. If they don't play well, they concede goals and, you know, many chances. They're on business properly, and they're looking to just brush us aside. So I don't expect anything out of that game. I expect no points in the first 2 games. And that's because that's the reality. There's no point in saying it's Man United. What Man United? This is your Man United. The same.
Okay. Big up.
First games, let's see how we do. But if we get pumped, I can't come on here and say, oh my God, I can kill Ineos. I can always vent that way. But I'm not going to give it to Michael and the players.
Unless of course. It's not an impossible job.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not an impossible job. Yeah.
It's a hard job, bro.
Yeah. Jarvis, what I'm hearing on the ground in Manchester is that Ollie made demands.
Yeah, from Andy Mitten, yes. The reports is from Andy Mitten. It's a club's PR. It's mainly bullshit. We all know that.
So Ollie made demands and said he wants some players to be signed in January because there's a lot to play for. Yeah. And the club didn't think that. And Windy gets it on here. It's clear he got the job because he won't be making any demands.
Yo, have we blacklisted Moani because he's... No,
Moani, I've sent a link to him.
Have you sent the link?
Yeah.
No, he's asking, is he blacklisted? Send the link.
No, I've sent it to him.
Bro, do you know what? It's because he told us he wants to make America great again when the show ended. He's a Trump supporter.
It's all good. Sorry, Luwani. I thought I sent you the link. Sorry, apologies, bro.
Come on, Luwani. Come and hit us with it, man.
So Jarvis, I'll go to you as a Norwegian in the panel.
Yeah.
I'll go to you as a Norwegian in the panel. Do you think that was good?
Hey, hang on, Nuruddin, you're going too far. You were intimating about the demands.
Yeah, and that's
by
what I'm
Ollie.
saying to you. So do you at least respect Ollie? I respect Ollie for me personally.
Wait. You think that's
how
true?
true is that though, guys? Jarvis
you think
is
that's
saying.
not spin?
Andy Mitten comes out and says that so that they
you
go
think it's
another
spin?
way.
See, Jarvis reckons it's spin. Go on, Jarvis.
Well,
do you know it might be the same spin that Kobe Minu wants £180,000 a week.
All I'm saying is what I've heard through people. I can't show you the people, but people text me and said the reason why Ineos picked Michael Carrick over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was favourites. In the interview process, when he was engaging, he wrote down a couple of names and said, midfield needs to be sorted and I need these couple of signings in the January. And they said they're not willing to sign anybody. And he even asked about loans and they said no and they went with Carrick. But Jarvis, what do you think to that?
Wait. Hang on, Jarvis, 1 second.
Let me just calm down. I'll come to you in a minute.
No, I'm asking you. No, I'm asking you where you got the information from. I don't take.
Let just Jarvis answer the question and I'll come to you. We'll come to you in a minute. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, okay. First of all, the reports, they came reports. There were an interview from The Athletic. Ornstein came out. He told about the Ole story earlier tonight. There were some details. There was also reports from Andy Mitten. Basically, it's about Ole wanting players in, and he was looking for a more of a long-term project. He wanted to be more than an interim, according to the reports. For me, I don't know what to believe. I feel a lot of this coming out now is spin. You know, they have to have signed an NDA anyway before they went into that meeting, and we will never know the truth. At least in the next 2 to 5 years. I don't know how long the NDA lasts, but I know that there are several reports, as I mentioned in the beginning, that Wilcox wanted Ole in the first place. And, you know, I wanted Ole. I'm biased, but I think also that was our best chance of getting Champions League next season, because I think we have a squad that's suited better for counter-attacking football than possession-based controlling football that we get from Carrick, mainly because of that. And I try not to be biased when I say that. But we all know that Man United feel that going back to our roots, playing counter-attacking football, would be a step back and not the way Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Vetabix and Mr. Potato Head and all of these guys want. So it is what it is. But, you know, I have to say the coaching staff of Carrick is a little bit underwhelming. You know, you got to realize, see it from the player's perspective. Imagine, you know, Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, tomorrow morning, Casemiro sits in the locker room and Woodgate comes knocking on the door. Hey, strap your boots on, son. It's out. Do some exercise, and you see there Casemiro sits there with 5 Champions League or whatever, you know, and you know it's a disgrace. Players like this, we are a big club, but we are acting like a small club, and this is what I mean. We need other more seasonal coaches coming in, and if you look at the list now, you know we have Southgate. I don't want him. We have Alonso is free on the market. Maresca, Joachim Löw, the former German manager. Xavi is available. Thiago Motta. There's so many. Postecoglou. There's so many managers with experience who can come in and make it different. But we look for the old. We look for the legends, because Ineos, the Glazers, they know this. They've been playing this game for so many years. I've seen this movie. We know this. And, you know, we as fans, we are dumb as fuck. Every time something like this comes up, we cheer. Hey, Ole at the wheel. You know, we sing the song. Yeah, you know, and Carrick, it's just the way it is, you know. But they are fooling us all, you know. And this is my biggest worry. We are not serious as a club. We don't want Champions League next season, because it means we have to sign 6, 7, 8 players, because we can't compete on 2 fronts next season with this squad. But they don't want to use any money. They want to cut costs as much as possible, because we need funding for that stadium. And when we have the funding ready, then we start going. But it will take a couple of years. And by then, now they will do whatever they can just to get this going and get us on board. So I'm not feeling it. I'm not very optimistic. Of course, I'm cheering for Carrick, but I don't feel it's the right move. The only thing I can say is Steve Holland. He's been coaching under Jose Mourinho during his first spell at Chelsea, and also Ancelotti. So at least he has some experience with big managers. So hopefully he can come in and be the Terry Phelan of the Oli range, the guy with a little bit of experience. Yeah.
Go ahead, F. So
no, I mean, look, no,
just to give you a little reference. I don't know if you heard the Athletic and Andy Mitten and all those boys, but they said Oli. Just want to clarify for the audience. Oli asked for signings in January and said that I can get this club into Champions League, and they said no, and they went with Carrick. Now there could be spin or whatever, but give us your 2 pence.
Yeah, because all I was saying is when people put stuff online, or say something, I always like to see, can you tell us what the source was, where you hear it from? And I've checked Andy Mitten out, and he has mentioned, even the last couple of weeks, I am close to Ollie. I'm going to give him a ring. He knows we was in Manchester over New Year's Eve. He was watching some films and stuff with his wife and kids. He's got a house in Manchester. He knows him. Obviously, they know each other, got each other's mobile number. So, you could say he's acting on, he's part of the PR department for Ollie. But as you said, only a couple of days ago, that Andy Mitten has changed.
He works for Ineos.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but remember, you said initially he was very Glazers out from the get-go. He was. And now he's switched sides, yeah? Because what happens to politicians in Nuruddin, they start out as communists and end up being centre-right politicians in Labour Party. People change, they start out one way and they realise, I can't beat him, I'm going to join him. So it's an element of that going on. But all I try to say is, look, we've got these issues, but is there an opportunity that Carrick may be able to do something? Or you're already telling me straight away that he's a yes man. He ain't going to do anything. He's going to say, okay, just give me don't you have to give me anything. I promise I won't give you a headache. I'll just get on with it. Yeah. And so this is the vibe that you're giving off from what you're saying to me. Yeah. And I'm looking at what Jarvis has just said. I said, because obviously we know that Michael Carrick likes to play possession-based football. He likes to control the ball. Yeah. And Jarvis is telling me we haven't got the team to do that. It's got to be counter-attack, which is more suited to Ollie. So I'm looking at you two guys thinking, so who's telling the truth? Where's the truth coming from here? And because of this rancid club, we never know who's telling the truth. We just never know. Because it's spin, like all big corporations, it's spin. You're never going to get truthfulness or honesty from any of them because they're all trying to cover their own, their own mistakes, their own kind of shocking, shallow, weak, just bad decision making. They're trying to cover their own backs like they are at the moment because they're embarrassed to hell. But again, we're in the washing machine. We're not going to get out of it. And like I said, when it comes back to the same thing again, how can we be hopeful that anything on the pitch can change? Can anything change with this guy? Because like I said, I can't look at this. There's not even my point me coming on the channel if I can't talk about what he's doing on the pitch. And ultimately for me, like I said, I'm like I said, I was in Luani's camp because much as I hate the scumbags who run the company, I know they ain't going anywhere because we're not going to change that. I said, like Nuruddin said, unless they get relegated, we're not going anywhere. So I try to look at what decision-making is on the pitch. And when I watch the team, can I connect with what the decision-making or the methodology on the football pitches? And Luani talked about this as well. So I'm looking at Carrick and thinking, is it going to be an enjoy even if we lose? Is it going to be better to watch this Carrick Man United than it was with Amarin? And even in the games with Fletcher, I still preferred watching that team, even though it was a little bit, it was down, it was very fragile. It wasn't, it played with no gusto, but whatever. I was still happy to see common sense decision making with the setup, the substitutions. That's all I was hoping for, and I got that. And I don't know whether Carrick's going to give us that or whatever, but I just want to see common sense decision making. What we can get in this particularly difficult time. That I don't know what else we can ask for. I don't even know what other therapy we can give. I really don't know. But the vibe I'm getting, like I said, is, nobody has been very positive about Carrick. I can see it in all the things I've been looking at today. You guys talking, I don't get any vibe of positivity from anyone. Nuruddin, no one. Not you guys, especially.
Yeah, because we know the squad we have. We know what players we have. We know what's going on. We know we said that. Jarvis broke it down the other night and said, yet again, this club, it's usually like the Glazers, you bring a manager in, they go to the Champions League, they're not in the Champions League, within 2 years they get the sack. They don't back the managers fully. So every time we have this promise of a rebuild, this rebuild. With every manager we've had at Manchester United, it's been rebuild.
Yeah.
Rebuild. And then it's never the proper rebuild because the players, they get sacked before they back them properly. But I want to go to Luwani. Well, Luwani, you're not banned. Nobody thinks you're in us, but it was a good laugh. I hope you're driving safe. That's the most important thing.
No, I'm stationary.
Basically, Irfan, everybody knows the players that we have. Everybody knows the squad is unbalanced. Everybody knows that structurally we've got Casemiro who's over the hill. We've got Main who needs to be developed. We've got Bruno who can't play in a two-man midfield. We've got deficiencies. We haven't got a proper right back and a proper left back. Ugarte, nobody's buying him. Even though he's not being played. You know, Amarim didn't fancy him. He only bought him in when he was running out of players. I really hope that the only thing that gives me a bit of hope, I hope that they've not sent what's his name on loan. He came back from West Brom. I forgot his name. The young midfield player. We bought him from Brighton. Collier. I hope Collier was injured and I hope he's finding some fitness because that's the only thing that gives me a bit of hope.
So he can come back.
Collier,
he can come back.
Maybe Collier, if you put legs around Casemiro and play Collier, Kobe, and Casemiro, we might be able to have an opportunity. But Luwani, Carrick is at the wheel. Woodgate, Steve Holland, who worked with Ancelotti, Conte, Jose, Gus Hiddink, and for 10 years now with England, with Southgate, is number 2. What do you think of the news? Are you happy about that?
I'm very happy about the appointment of Carrick. But first of all, good evening, the panel. Good evening, the chat and everybody. And to reflect the word of Heath Ledger, the Joker, I'm just gonna ask you guys, why so serious? You know, why so serious? Look, here in the panel, it look like we've been relegated already or something. You know, I'm happy about the appointment of Carrick.
Luwani, when we get relegated, it's going to be a party. Don't even worry about that. It'll be a party.
Look, I heard about Ole and the fact that you just talked about the news in town saying that he didn't get the job because he's asking for certain signing. Let's just dispel those kind of speculation. But even if those were true, the reality is that as ownership, would you guys sign players for a manager that's just an interim? Would you guys do that? Because under the new regime, under the new model, we accept that the club have to sign players for the club, right? That's where we're going. So even in that model, there is a certain level of negotiation that goes on between Vivell and Wilcox and the manager. So I think it's reasonable to wait to see who will be our permanent manager. And at that point, they could engage in that level of negotiation and see how, in what direction they're going to spend their money. So I think it's fair for the board to, if those rumors were true, to reject the candidacy of Ole based on that. Now, when it comes to Carrick, look, the only thing we need a manager that's brave, and we need a manager that's a thinker. And from his short stint at United and his stint at Middlesbrough, I think he's a thinker. I think he can be brave because he's the only player that was able, during his entering time, I know it's 2 or 3 games, to make the difficult decision. And I think I will support that. I never go into the season by default hating a manager or anything. When Amorim was appointed, I supported him because I didn't know who he was. I didn't look at the back three as a negative system because it's just a different way of attacking. But based on the result, based on the state of the team, it doesn't matter how they sack him for me. He proved that, of course, the Glazers are incompetent, but he still deserves to get sacked, being the worst United manager since ever, I would take, statistically. So I don't want to go back and dwell on that. But as for the appointment of Carrick, all we can do is wish him well. And yeah, my expectation is top 4, but it's wishful thinking. But at the same time, it's hopeful thinking for me because I want the team to do well. I'm not gonna come here and sit down and talk about no, Carrick accept the job because he's a yes man. How do we know that Carrick is a yes man? Every manager have the right to look at this team, believe in their own ability to coach us out of trouble. The same way Amorim believe in his ability to transfer the system and his performance from Sporting Lisbon and bring it here, and he believed that it's going to work. It didn't turn out well for him. Farewell, that's fine, but I still give him that. But we cannot knock Carrick for taking the job and by default say that he's a yes man, that's why he took the job. No, he's a coach. He have experience in a certain he has something to give, and he probably look at this team and he say, you know what, I can do a little better than what the previous manager did, and I applaud him for that. So that's my take.
Yeah.
There we go. I think we've everybody's answered the question. I want to just tell you a little bit about who Michael Carrick is. By the way, Michael Carrick was the number 2 to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer while he worked there. He was one of the coaching staff while Jose was there. So let's not talk about that Michael Carrick's not been here. Michael Carrick was part of failed managerial and coaching plans for Manchester United. So let's talk.
Oh, you can't do that, Nordin. No, you can't do that.
Well, that's the truth, though.
No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that because he was not the manager. There is a certain level in the decision making that the manager can override. The manager can override you. Who are you as a number 2 to tell the manager how to run his team? He can override you. Can't do anything about that. So I cannot put down his name.
That's your opinion. My opinion.
Yes, sir.
Fair play. As a coach, Carrick emphasizes modern possession, orientated football, positional play, inspired. So he looked up to Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, Xavi. These are the people that have people like Van Gaal, people like Jose Mourinho. These are the people that he's been inspired by, right? So this is what he believes in. One of the best things about him is actually player development. He's very good at getting the best out of young players, as he proved and showed at his stint at Middlesbrough. So yeah, he's been a coach for a long time. When after he retired, he became a coaching staff under Mourinho, the later Solskjaer. So he's been at this for quite a while. Carrick parted ways at Middlesbrough in June 2025. So it was only last summer that he left. After failing to achieve the first season, they went for the playoffs. The second season, they had a bit of indifference. And then he was on the third season and he quit. He left. He walked away. His tactical approach is 4-2-3-1. It's exactly the same way that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer played at Manchester United, offering balance and fluidity. Out of possession is compact into 4-1-1-1 or 4-4-2, with mid to low blocks, central passing lanes, with the front line dropping rather than aggressively pressing high, allowing around 13 passes per defensive action. In possession, it evolves into 3-2-5 or 3-3-4. One of the fullback, often the left, pushes high and wide to the width, so it's going to be more likely it's going to be either Luke Shaw or it's going to be Dogu who's going to be doing that. Well, the three centre backs tucking in a 3. This creates overload and exploits spaces, making it hard for opponents to defend without leaving gaps. Build-up possession characters the build-up possession from the back with short passes, reducing long balls. Well, Manchester United can't play out from the back. They can't. They cannot. It's really going to be interesting. Reducing long balls. So at Middlesbrough, they were playing long balls and it was like 11.66. He got them down to 8.39. Right? The goalkeeper plays a pivotal role in making touches outside the box to recycle possession via the back passes. That's the bit that is inspired by, a little bit like by Van Gaal. They invite pressure to create space to break deep blocks. Attacking phase is possession in the opposition half, wide overloads, crosses averaging 17.35 per game with 34 accuracy examples. Wingers invert, left wingers certainly, right wingers wide, fullbacks overlap, underlap forward. Yeah, exploit channels, shoulders of defenders. This style is direct in the opening and closing of the halves, prioritizing fluidity, combination, and numerical superiority. This led to a Middlesbrough in the Championship, them scoring a lot of goals. They scored a lot of goals when he was there, 2022-23. Defensive phase, Carrick prefers the mid-block, dropping low block. If pressed, however, midfield flatness creates gaps with poor scanning, allowing passes between the lanes. Conceded 0.92 XG per game in early samples. I don't believe in XG bullshit, but put it this way. His Middlesbrough team were easy to get around and attack. You know, he's not really high pressing kind of guy, but it's going to be very interesting to see if he adapt that, if he learned something, because some coaches, they can be a job, and I'm taking the figures of what he was doing at Middlesbrough. Now at Manchester United, he could adapt to the players that he has and do something different or tweak it here and there. His in-game management, it's plan A. Like most coaches, there's hardly any plan B. He'll make a minor little tweaks here and there, but he doesn't really make wholesale changes. You know, he just wants to, really go with plan A. And if plan A don't work, stick with plan A. His strengths are, he's very good with good with man management, really good at improving individual young players. Like Hayden Hackney, he is one of the people that's tasked with turning Hayden Hackney into the player that he is now.
Yeah.
He's very calm in his demeanor, promotes expression. That's what he does. He wants people to get on the football pitch to promote, express yourself, just like Ollie. Attacking poses, the team creates a lot of chances. The team can transform ability quickly turn Middlesbrough from relegation candidates to playoff contenders, implementing possession football without a pre-season. Composure under pressure, playing his traits to coaching, maintaining control in hard-stake scenarios. Now, here where we get to the weaknesses. His teams defensively are not organized. Conceded high-quality chances due to the midfield gaps. He's another guy, yet again, who doesn't respect the midfield. I repeat, in the Championship, Michael Carrick did not respect the midfield. Hence why a lot more teams could play through them in midfield and create high-volume chances against him. He's not a flexible guy. He's very predictable in the way, relying on attacks, wide attacks, crosses. One-dimensional. He's been accused of being called one-dimensional people. He doesn't believe in the midfield, so this is a warning to all you lot if we're getting opened up right, left, and centre. At Middlesbrough, because of the way he wanted to play, there was a high rate of injury. But don't worry, Manchester United already have that Michael Carrick, because we're not going to blame that on you. We're not going to blame that on you, pal. We already have those injuries, even though this season we're going to play in 40 games. So, at Middlesbrough, he made a very strong start. Incredible strong start, winning so many games to begin with. And then it starts to dip. Underperforming the expectations he set. He's the modern coach with high upside, capable of implementing attractive football and developing talent. His strength in attack, man management make him suitable for clubs, emphasizing youth and possession. However, aggressive defensive solidity, adaptability is not great. So this is where we're at, people. So what have you got to say about that? I've just broke it down for you. Since his announcement, I've done the homework. He was the man in charge of Middlesbrough. I looked into everything, and these are the notes that I got for you guys. So who wants to start? Bumbaye. Another guy who doesn't believe in midfield. His teams get cut open on the regular. But his team also score goals and attack, and really good in attack. So how do you see it? And we'll go around the line.
Well, he's going to fit right in, mate. Welcome, Michael Carrick. He's going to fit right in. But, bro, this is a midfielder, a deep-lying playmaker who was creating chances, phenomenal passing range, technical player, not like massive like amazing defensively, you know, mobile, but great at reading the game and cutting passing lanes. He played with Scholes, man. He played with some great midfielders. So I don't know how we don't believe
I just want to say to
midfield,
you,
bro.
You have to separate the player from the coach or the manager. He's a coach, first team coach now. So yes, but he doesn't believe in midfield when he sets his team up. Middlesbrough were cut through right, left, and centre. So it don't matter where he played in midfield or not. How he sets this team up is totally different. He creates overloads. One of the left back will go right up the touchline. They'll get loads of crosses in, but defensively, he gets cut through. He prefers the mid block, but Bumbaye, now and again, he's not afraid to drop into a low block when he needs to. But
I mean,
the passing lanes, the way he sets up the passing lanes to defend, gets exposed again and again and again. These are the facts. Do what you want may do with it.
Man, look, I don't want to talk about something that I'm not knowledgeable about and misdirect the guys in the chat, or I don't know. I watch
can share the notes with you, no problem.
No, I don't. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I watched Middlesbrough few games. I became interested. Just like I watch Conte these days because Macca's there. I do things like that. You know, I'm not a big football watcher other than Premier League, but I do follow whatever, you know, characters that I like. Just I'm interested. Middlesbrough, bro, they play really good attacking football when I watched them. They had a lot of possession. And in the Championship, man, to get to the playoffs twice with Middlesbrough was a good achievement. They just missed out. So this pedigree there, man, he's he knows the club. There's a lot of positives with Michael Carrick, but nonetheless, it's a very difficult job. It's a very difficult job. I can't tell you I have any idea what Michael Carrick's going to do at Man United, or it may take a few games just to settle in, for the players to settle in and for things to simmer down, or he may surprise you and come out and we put up a good performance. I don't know, but I'm gonna give Michael Carrick, bro, my full backing, and if Ollie had come in, he would have got my full backing because it's the club that have made the big mistake. Whoever's coming in now is coming in to pick up the pieces. It's the same thing when you said to me, Ruben Amorim, it's not right. He's come in to pick up a team that's fallen off a cliff. He's in 8th, playing shocking football after 17 games, and he's got to salvage a season. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to cut him some slack. I'm not expecting jack shit from this year. It's another dead season, and it's Ineos's fault.
Written off.
Experiment. Written off, bro. So let's sit back and tune in and get behind, one of our great ex-players, which is what I would have done with Ollie, man. I'm always a little bit endeared when it's an ex-player, whoever they are. especially if I'm a big fan of him. So, bro, I can't tell you what's going to happen, honestly.
Okay, big up. Backing his man, he loves Michael Carrick. Go ahead, Jarvis. Everything I said, these are the notes. This is the research that I've done, Jarvis. I tell you no lie. I looked at specifically everything that was written about him at Middlesbrough, how he did it, his in-game management, all the people that inspired him, coaching-wise, from Mourinho to Van Gaal to Xavi to Guardiola to Arteta. These people have inspired him. But go ahead, Jarvis. He's another guy. He doesn't believe in the midfield. He does not. He doesn't worry about the midfield.
I want to say, I heard a lot of these tacticos and experts talking about Michael Carrick and trying to break down what type of football he plays. When I try to do this, I try to analyze it my way. And for example, if you look at ball possession, Middlesbrough over the last 3 seasons have an average ball possession of 55.4%. So, stating that he is a possession-based manager, I think it's an overstatement. I think it's not right if you go by the stats, the numbers. Because Amorim, this season, we have had an average of 54% ball possession. And over 3 last seasons with Middlesbrough, he had 55.4%. So you're barely 1.4% more possession than we had under Amorim.
To be fair, Jarvis, you have to put the context also. You have to put the context in a championship. It's fast-paced football game. Lots of transitionals. It's 100 miles an hour football, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, but my point stands. My point stands because when it comes to possession, accuracy on the ball of the passes,
but
we are both the same, 82, 83%. So I don't expect us to come out and try to play tiki-taka, Pep possessional play.
No, that's not him. That's not him.
No. So that worried me a lot when we came to the beginning, but it worries me a little bit of how he plays out from the back with the dropping midfielder, dropping in between when the centre back splits and pushing the fullbacks high up the pitch. I don't think we have the personnel, as I said. We don't have anyone who can play an accurate long ball and play through and over the line. So we are always forced to play short and try to zigzag our way out from the back. And I think that's way too of a risk with these group of players because we don't have, possession-based defenders. Maguire, De Ligt, they are like... it's only Martinez who's actually really good on the ball, playing through the lines. And, if we have to revert to the out and play to the fullbacks, we know what's going to happen. We have Dalot, we have Woodgate, both extremely erratic on the ball. So no Dorgu, not Woodgate, but Dorgu and Dalot. So I'm very worried when we are playing like this in the Premier League. So I suspect that Carrick needs to find a plan B, and we are not seeing this Carrick possession-based Middlesbrough type of manager. It's the only way you have to survive. Even him, and also I have to say, after looking at other managers and how they set up the team, I think it's very basic what Carrick is actually trying to do. I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm a hipster manager type of guy, but when you look at the Premier League, you have Arteta, Unai Emery, you have Hürsler, Maresca, he's not working anymore, but Glasner and David Moyes, Daniel Farke, Pep Guardiola, all of this, even Eddie Howe, Sean Dyche, all of these managers are really good managers in their way. And you are up against the best chess players in the world. You're not playing against the 1600 rated players anymore. You're playing against the grandmasters, the 2000 rating of players. And this is where I'm a little bit worried when we have a guy like Carrick coming in, because he hasn't proved to us yet that he's up there with the best. So this is my worries, but we will see in time. But this is how I see the situation right now. But I'm looking forward to see the game when we come to Saturday against Manchester City. Manchester City are doing so much right now in how they play out. They do the 4-1-4-2 4-1. They play with almost 3 number 10s that rotates a lot. They
All
have
the time,
they have Holland now stretching one way and the wing is stretching the other way, opening a big gap, and one of the 3-10s runs into it. There's so much going on now with this City team. And basically, if you saw what Fabian Hürsler did against us, you know, to say it's simple, he played with a diamond with the striker on top and inverted one of the wingers. So we had 5 guys centrally all the time. And this is what Manchester City always also will try. So
that's how they did Newcastle tonight. That's what they did in Newcastle tonight.
You have seen
exactly the same. They overpacked that middle to number 10 to rotate, constant rotation, and then constant running. And Semenyo, now I understand why Pep wanted Semenyo, because he keeps the line and stretches the width, stretches it, so there's more space for the number 10s. Big up to Just Waffling says, how come all things to get to people to see the light? It's Amarin getting fired. He was an absolute shocking from day dot. Well, he should never have been hired. We said that on this channel from day dot. So, Irfan, everything you heard from me and Jarvis, I broke down the numbers. I told you what he is. He's not a flexible kind of guy. He's plan A. And maybe that's why they're bringing somebody like Steve Holland to be the number 2, who basically has worked with a lot of different managers, and managers that people might say are quite defensive in their way. Maybe he's there to help him tactically to maneuver things. But how do you see, from everything you heard, all the notes that I read out, what do you picture Michael Carrick being as a coach? And how can he use this time to try to change? And he's only there till the summer, Irfan. So how much can he really change?
Yeah,
the players that we have.
But Nuruddin, it's not summer. It's how many games? How many games has he got to manage us? Is it 18, 19?
17.
17. 17 is a lot. That's not a small amount. I mean, I could live with it if it's 7 or 8, 6, 8, but it's 17.
And then he might also be managing a couple of friendlies in Saudi as well. Don't want to forget about that.
Yeah, because we're out of everything, so they need to make up the revenue.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, you know, the more I listen, the more I'm like, you know, I'm not expecting anything. I mean, I was listening to what's it called? I was listening to Rene Mullenstein. You know, see what he would do. And I'm talking about Carrick's way of playing. And Mullenstein said that with this team, you cannot have a fixed like first 11. You've got to have game by game analysis of what you can do. No one should feel comfortable in their position. They're holding their position because you don't know what they're going to do, because each team come with different tactics. And it was just interesting to see what he was saying. And he was like overall generally positive. I mean, not many people like to be negative about a new guy coming in, especially ex-Man United players. But again, Nuruddin, it's difficult because I mean, while you were talking, I just thought let me put Michael Carrick's weaknesses in like an AI mode or something. You won't believe what he said. Seriously. I mean, it said, I'll just quickly read it. A specific weaknesses often cited was called in-game management. It was often seen as reactive rather than proactive, making substitutions or tactical adjustments too late to stop momentum shifts when the opposition made changes. That was one. Check out the second one. Throwing away winning positions. Middlesbrough drops a significant number of points from winning positions, which critics attributed to a lack of game management and instability to see out matches. Third one, defensive issues. His team were considered weak defensively and often conceded too many goals. The basic tactic was sometimes perceived as trying to outscore the opposition, which was seen as a fatally flawed approach. Check the next one. Tactical rigidity. Opposing managers and fans often noted that his tactics were too easy to predict and counteract. He often wouldn't change the team's formation or style when things were going wrong, sticking to a possession-based approach, even in risky situations, for example, playing out from the back under pressure. The last two, lack of visible passion leadership. Some fans' opinions suggested a lack of visible passion on the touchline, which they felt mirrored a lack of mental strength and leadership in the squad during rough moments. And the final one, struggles against specific tactics. His side reportedly struggled to break down teams that employed a low defensive block and were vulnerable to the high press. That is what I was reading while you guys were breaking it down. To be honest with you, I can't say, because to me, I don't really see anything in this guy that, as a manager. I understand what he was like as a player. I don't really see anything in him as a manager that make me think this guy could be a manager. I don't see it, but even my statement doesn't really mean much because we just don't know about this guy. But
well, so, Irfan, some people would kind of argue.
But you see what I've just said in those things, Nuruddin? Do you recognize those things I've just read?
Yeah,
Do you
I mean,
recognize them?
I talked about it in more detail.
Yeah.
Right. So some coaches, Irfan, have analyzed what they were doing. Then they go away, they learn, they become better, and they change. To me, the Steve Holland is really fascinating.
Yeah.
One, is it a signal to Southgate is going to be our manager in the summer? Ineos love Southgate. They work like that with Southgate. Jim loves Southgate. You know, they're both sirs. Sir Southgate, by the way, people that don't know. It's Sir Gareth Southgate. Him and Jim are like that. Him and Ineos are like that. So is that a signal, or is Holland brought in as the experienced coach to basically put the rails on and to shut down games, like you said? But it's going to be very interesting. Manchester United don't have the players. Windy, please understand this bit. Coaches, players, because they played in a certain position, that doesn't mean when you become a manager or a coach, first team coach, you're responsible for the team shape and how you play. You're not going to be focusing on midfield because you play there. The main thing you focus on in football, modern coaches, is goals. Can your team, if you can score goals, you can win games. That's what they focus on. So he, in Middlesbrough, abandoned the midfield. That's why his teams were so easy to play against. But yes, in the first season, he won a lot more games. Luani, from everything you heard, do you think he's not going to make the same mistakes that he made and the holes in his game? Do you think all those are going to be plugged for him to be successful at Manchester United? And how does he improve from what he did at Middlesbrough?
He does not have any choice. The job of interim manager at United pack more pressure than the job of full-time manager in some teams in the Premier League. So he does not have any choice. He will have to adapt. The thing that filled me with hope is when you brought up the fact that he's a possession manager. Now Jarvis was talking about possession in terms of, let's not overstate the possession, because he was an average of 55%. In Amorim, he's playing with a higher possession percentage. But possession is also the zone in the area, the zone of the pitch on which you have the ball. We know with Amorim, most of the ball were in our own half, with pass being played between our players. So if that qualifies as possession, fine, but the ball is not progressing. Now with Carrick, I don't know much about his coaching philosophy, but since you guys are saying he's a possession manager, I'm hopeful, because then that would have been a far cry from the Premier managers that we have. I remember very well with Ten Hag, it was more of a basketball game. With Amorim, it's pragmatic. With Ragnick, I remember his first game when he came, what he saw,
Luani,
he didn't
fix your microphone. 1 second.
Oh, just 1 second.
Normally.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when Ragnick first came, and the first game he watched, or the first game that he oversaw, he talked about the fact that the game was too much of a basketball game back and forth. But even with Ragnick, his focus was more on initiating the Gengen press. And he tried to press his way, like counter press his way out of into winning games. And it's refreshing for me. I think the last manager we've seen really prioritizing possession was Louis van Gaal. So it's refreshing for me to see a manager that come back in, that look at football that way. I admit I'm biased in that term, that I look at football from a possession standpoint. Now, when we look at our stats last year...
Do you think we've got the players to play possession football?
Yeah, I wanted to come to that too, right? When we look at our stat last year, we scored this. We are the third most scoring team in the league,
what? Your
right?
microphone is crackling, Luwani. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, it's crackling. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's too close. Bring it a little bit
too
out.
close. Yeah.
Bring it closer to your mouth. Go ahead.
Okay, it's better.
Try.
Is it better? Okay. So I say when we look at last year, for example, we were third most scoring team in the league, but we were still conceding a lot of goals. So it makes me think that there's an element of control that we didn't have in the game. And I'm hoping that Michael Carrick will bring that element in order to stabilize the team. Now, Nuruddin, you just asked me a question. I lost my train of thought. The question you just asked me, I wanted to lead into that. What was your question? You think, you think you were saying, do I think we have the right players to play out of the back?
To play out from the back.
Okay.
And to have possession, to play possession football. Okay.
This is what I think. I think any professional football players, when we refer to football players, we refer to them as professionals. Professionals means it's a prerequisite for you. This is their livelihood. They live, die, and they live, eat, and breathe football. This is a prerequisite for you as a professional footballer to be able to play long pass, short pass. And sometimes we tend to underestimate the ability of these players. The basic ability of any professional footballer should be able to execute any playing pattern that the manager gives them, regardless of anything. I have seen Chris Smalling, who's not that pretty on the ball, play out of the back just because Luis van Gaal's ability of coaching that into him is excellent. So if our team cannot play out of the back, I would just attribute it to the fact that Carrick and his management team are unable to coach it into them. That shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, listen, you need to sort the microphone out. It's still
I'm gonna turn off my headset and go on.
Cool. Nice one.
All right.
Yeah, people, I've asked the question, are you having Carrick? Is Carrick at the wheel? 67% of you have said yes, 34% of you are not having it. That's the question. I just want to tell you the likes. We need at least 300 likes. We need another 100 likes basically for the video for it to be a good stream. We're doing an analysis here, deep analysis and a dive into where we are, Manchester United Football Club, and who's going to be the coach. Bumbaye, I'm going to go to you. How difficult would it be to motivate these players after the shit show? Obviously, imagine being, we're fans, but imagine being the players, and then basically you've got to.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
We have to put up, the fans are fed up. Don't you think some of the players are fed up? There are some reports tonight that Bruno Fernandes is fed up, most likely going to get out of the football club in the summer. So
is that because Carrick has dropped him before? Is that why, yeah?
No, not because of that. It's because of he was very close to Amorim, apparently. And he's just like, what the F is going on here? So, Bumbaye, how is Michael Carrick, Steve Holland, Woodgate, somebody like Johnny Evans going to leave some of these players?
I mean, Nuruddin, you pretty much covered it, bro. It's like I said, I'm not going to eat the players' dinner because somebody like Bruno, put aside whether you rate him or you like him or you don't. Let's put all that aside. This is a guy that has been one of our best players. He's good enough to play in, a lot of the better teams. And the quality of Bruno, for me, he should be winning things. But I look at a player like that, and this is in danger of happening to other players. And there are other players that came here of that kind of quality and they left. They made a quick exit and thought, nah, this ain't for me. So Paul Pogba wasted his time. Bruno's wasted his time. Martial's wasted his time. Lots of players are quality players, but they've wasted their time at Man United. So I can see the grievance. And now, just as we had a project going, and of course he's going to like Ruben Amorim, he's his countryman. They're not that much different in age, that's normal, that's natural. Now he's gone. Now Carrick's coming in. I mean, you've got to be asking yourself, where is this club going? How many managers has Bruno had since this is his 6th year, I think. It's a lot of managers. And bro, there's a lot of managers, a lot of turnaround of players. Nobody's getting into the 3rd year. I think Ten Hag is the only one, or did Oli get in? I can't remember. But look at Arteta, man. This guy's, they've backed him. They have a good team around him. Look what he's built. He's not got any pedigree. He's worked under Pep. Okay, he's not managed shit. He came, they backed him, they believed in the vision, and that's the kind of success that you can have. But the ownership have no follow through. So if I'm Carrick and the boys, I say, look, it's sad. I know you were close, but you got to trust me to the end of the season. Okay, we're all here. Nobody's going anywhere. Trust me. Believe in what I'm doing, and let's move forward together. You've got to get the players on side and just try and create a harmony. You can't go in breaking eggs, bashing heads, because these players, some of them are already upset and down, and now there's an uncertainty for some of them for the future. You need to just reset, say, look, we're a team, we're a group. I'm going to take the heat, but I want you to trust me. And Carrick has to believe in his own abilities that he can do this with the coaching staff. Players are not stupid, man. They will pick up very quickly if you're incompetent or it's too big for you. And if that happens, that's it. You're not going to go nowhere. But one thing Carrick's got is he knows Man United. He's played in front of 75,000 people. He's an early manager. It's only Middlesbrough. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you it was a great glowing success, but his ideas are good ideas. He likes that Spanish type of football. 4-2-3-1 is Carrico. Likes to play out from the back. These are not things I'm adverse to, but then again, when did he leave Middlesbrough? I'm not sure. He's not managed for
25, June 2025.
June 25. So he's been out for a couple
of months.
Not long. So that's not a bad thing. He's still fresh in his mind. Let's see what happens. No pressure, Michael. Just use this as an opportunity to just do your stuff. Try and get the boys playing and get them on side. Don't go in there, smashing people's heads in. You need this team now. You need the one thing that we need is to be together. It's hard enough as it is. Yeah. So just see it out to the end of the season. Don't think about too much else. Game by game, get them on side, man. And I think Michael Carrick is, hopefully he can do that. We're going to learn about Michael Carrick's man management as well. I'm not going to sit here and say, he's not improving players. It is what it is, man.
It's only here till the summer.
Exactly, bro. So I'm not going to sit back and tear it down and kill it and whatever. Ineos killed us. Ineos blew our head off. We're just riding now. You know what I mean? The car has run out of petrol. Let's see how far it gets up this hill and when it stops. That's pretty much the season. So,
I just want to,
17 games is a lot, bro. It's a lot of football still we have to watch.
Plus about 2 or 3 games in Saudi. So it'll take him up to 20 games.
20 games.
A couple of games in Saudi.
So I'd just like to maybe enjoy the football like I watched the Liverpool game with you. That sticks in my memory. You know why? There's not been a lot of that for the last few years.
Yeah, big up.
So that's it.
Big up, Ben. Thanks for joining us. Listen, people are like Shaw, Maguire, Martinez. Listen, I don't think Maguire can play in the 2, mate, unless we play a very low block.
On the Bruno thing, where is he going? Why is he throwing his toys out of the prime? He's here for what, 5-6 years now. 2 out of those 5 years or 6 years, he was surrounded by the quality team: Cavani, Ronaldo, Greenwood, Martial, Rashford. I heard he carries us. Now the team needs him to carry. He needs to carry us now. We need him. Where is he going? He needs to stay.
No, bro, that's not fair.
Listen, big up.
That's fair.
Big up. Let me just welcome Ben.
He has always been a luxury player, and he's robbing out of a whole way of playing football. I promise you, the day he leaves, that's where we play football. We discover a different dimension, a different way of playing football. I promise you that. Control is not necessarily the enemy of victory. If I'm boring, I say control. We need that control, and he doesn't give us that.
Okay. Ben, you're a bit dark, lad. We can't see you, Ben. Carrick's at the wheel with Woodgate and Holland. Southgate in the summer. Are we having it? Some people are thinking Ancelotti, by the way. Ancelotti in the summer as well. But go ahead.
I've got a better one. First things first, good evening everyone. Good evening to the chat, man. Smash the likes, people, subscribe. I've got a better one, Nerdin. Ineos at the wheel. Tell me how shit does it feel? We've got Wilcox, Barada, and Pavel. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is man born and bred. Shit this of English football.
Should have finished with Vivel and they're taking us straight to hell.
Oh yeah, just a good one.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good
yeah,
one.
man. Honestly, bro. Yeah, like I seen the.
Waistcoat select.
No. I seen the news. First things first. I mean, I gotta say, welcome back, Michael Carrick. But I mean, I wish him the best, but you know, at the same time, man, like, it's just he's just gonna be brought in as a puppet, just like all he did with the Glazers, man. And like I said, I was very, very worried because my father actually pointed it out about Jason Wilcox, and who was the other player? It was there was like two pictures of Jason Wilcox in a Leeds shirt, and I don't know who the other guy was. I think it was that guy you just mentioned, Nurden, the Southgate's man. Look, man, honestly, see this Southgate bollocks, bro. It's gonna be happening. Like, and Nurden, I remember you said months and months ago, man, that this Southgate rumor is gonna come true, and Nurden, you're on the path to, you know, it's gonna be the truth, man. You know, and I think we're going to go down this route as Gareth Southgate is going to be the next coach for Man United. In my opinion,
I hope not. I really hope.
I hope
not.
No. Do you know what? Nurden? Do you know what? Do you know what, Nurden? If at this point in time, Nurden, I actually hope he does, bro, because I just hope this is going to be the final nail in the coffin for the fans to wake up. People kept telling me these are competent owners. People keep telling me that these are footballing people. They haven't managed shit. They don't know football. They don't know anything, man. Wilcox has never been hasn't had that much of experience compared to like Ashworth, man. These are two different profiles. Wilcox's best, his best job was obviously a technical director. He was never a sporting director at City. Yes, he was sporting director at Southampton, but come on, we're comparing Southampton to Man United, man. Jesus Christ, get a fucking grip. And honestly, look, I've said it so many times. I'm just a proud Man United fan. I've accepted who we are, and I'm happy to say that I'm never going to get gaslighted from these vultures ever again. I got a wee bit too gaslighted from the Ten Hag sacking, because when we announced that the whole, Amram was coming as a head coach instead of a manager, I was like, right, okay, maybe we can actually work on something. But it's the exact same thing. And Nerd, you kept saying Man United need a coach, and that didn't prove, like, that wasn't the right case, Nerd, and we got that completely wrong. And Nerd, do you know what it is? They're just trying to screw up our heads. They're trying to screw up our heads, like thinking that we're the wrong, like, giving them another chance. But I'm not giving them any more chances, man. They've lost all my respect. They've lost everything. They're just constantly bringing us down to the fucking floor, man. And like, I read what Carrick plays. He plays a 4-2-3-1, not the same formation we played since fucking Fergie, by the way, people. He likes to play in the 3-2-5 on the ball formation. I think this is not going to be sustainable, people. I think we're gonna see a dark path once again. Like, people keep saying it's a double pivot. Why are we playing two in the midfield? Why are we playing two in the midfield? On paper it's a 3-man because you got Bruno obviously ahead of the two double pivot. But bro, no matter what, you can't play that formation in modern football, man. And this is why. I mean, I've seen a few people in the comments. We never played out, from the back. We never controlled the midfield at all, bro. We never controlled the midfield once. Mason Mount came in, Bruno came in, Ericsson came in. The players who are like very attacking-minded players, and they weren't doing defense, like the defensive minded. Obviously the defensive attributes, obviously, of the player. This is why Matic, Pogba, and Herrera, yes, they didn't stay for long, but this is why they helped us so much, because we were just controlling the tempo, controlling the games. This is why Newcastle, like I watched Newcastle game tonight against City, and although Newcastle lost tonight, but I must say their midfield is just so balanced, and it's just such a joy to watch. And I was telling one of my friends, he's from Newcastle, and he's actually a massive Newcastle supporter, and he said, I'm gutted, man, tonight. And I said, well, I'm happy. Do you know why? Because I want Eddie Howe to get out of that club and come to Man United. But you know what? I said to him, I'd rather Eddie Howe come to Man United when the owners aren't here. And he says he totally agrees. He says he actually said to me, he says, why the hell are you even debating about managers? He says, get these vultures out, man. He says they did the exact same with their old managers, and look where they're at. They're actually probably not in a worse state than us, because we're £1.3 billion in debt. They're not. They just have PR issues. No, sorry, not PR issues. PSR issues. That's the one. But look, welcome Michael Carrick to Man United back. I'm glad he's back at the end of the day. It's nice to see a legend back in my eyes. But do I think his tactics are going to be sustainable for the rest of the season? No, I don't think so. But yeah, big up everyone, man. All love. Big up Helgi, bro.
Yeah, pick up Helgi. Sorry, I didn't see your message. I don't check out.
No worries. It's a good sign that you didn't see the messages, because that means it's busy. So
yeah, big up. Carrick's at the wheel. The question I've asked in the poll is that do we have the players to play Carrick ball? Welcome to the stream.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
We don't have the players to play any ball.
Okay.
Come on.
I don't have so much. I'm not saying all the players are shit, but to play a certain style, you need everyone to be on the same line. So I'm not saying every player is shit, but if you were to play a Mourinho type of football, or a Pep type of football, or the Cherby type of football, or whatever type of football, you need at least 11 or most of the people in that philosophy. So I'm not saying that I'm not subscribing to that our squad is shit, because I believe there's a lot of talent, but there is a lot of shit as well. And it's a lot of mixed between philosophies. The players have been brought in by different managers, by different boards, because when people talk about players being brought in by managers, people also forget that there have been Glazer signings and Ineos signings that hasn't anything to do with the managers. So we actually have Van Gaal players, Mourinho players, Solskjaer players, Amorim players, Ten Hag players, but also Glazer players and Ineos players. So we have a lot of managers, different type of players, different philosophies brought in for different reasons. But we also have, But I wanted to say hi to everyone on the panel, and thank you especially to Luani last time, because I was a bit frustrated and down that day because of the state of the club, and my face hurt like an hour after we ended the live because I was laughing so much. So yeah, big up to everyone, but especially Luani for bringing my mood up, because that guy is funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, big up to you. People, Bumbaye, Jarvis. Big up to everybody. Big up to every one of you. Seriously. Now there's Fabrizio's talking.
I've got a roll, bro.
Yeah. Listen, this is the last question. What in the hell way? Why are the club doing PR, and why is Romano doing PR for this football club? Both Thomas Tuchel and De Zerbi said no thank you to the job before we hired Amorim. So how are they coming back in now with the club at a worse place, with Ineos, the club being a 1.3 billion in debt, not playing in the Champions League football, the squad needing 8 players? Why would Tuchel and De Zerbi say yes, Bombay, before you go?
they're just tickling your balls with a feather, get you a little bit excited, and then leave the room and you're chained up to a chair. That's all it is, bro. It's boring now. That's all
Please
it is.
don't tie me to a chair.
I mean, I know you'd like that, but that's how they're
I
rolling.
don't like that at all.
Get you all
I'm
excited.
claustrophobic.
I mean, they're gonna put honey on your nipples, put some furs on you, you'll be rocking. So this is how it rolls, bro. It's tiring. Fabrizio, who knows? Maybe Fabrizio's getting a monthly paycheck to put this shit out. Who knows? But Manchester United don't win anything. They're challenging for no major trophies for a decade. They're not. Nobody's in danger of getting overrun by Manchester United under this sort of regime. This is a regime. This is a regime. This isn't an ownership. This is a regime. That's what
Dictatorship.
it is. Yeah, it's just a regime, man. And they've got us on a diet of false hope. That's all it is. One step forward, 1,000 million steps back, man. Bottom line, since Ferguson left, we've spent what, 2 billion? We've had some of the best managers on earth. Everybody's failed, and our best finish is 82 points, Jose. And that season, City managed to get 100. We don't qualify for the Champions League anymore, and if we do, we're out in the last 16. That's an achievement. We are the Ron Atkinson era, a cup team, a League Cup, an FA Cup, a day out at the Europa. These are the secondary honours that nobody talks about. This is not what we're about, and we're nowhere near of endangering a Liverpool, a City, or anybody like this. It's Carrick. They've just wasted 2 whole seasons on absolutely zero. 15th, and who knows? I mean, who can actually say what's going to happen now? So the hope is gone. The only thing really, man, that idea you came up with, 15, 20 minutes to go, empty the stadium, roll out. That's a good initiative. Realistic, doable. You don't jeopardize your season ticket. Everybody wins. But that image is going to hurt all over the place. And unfortunately, I feel bad because we always have to go to the most real fans, the Stretford end, because the rest of the fans, it's, you know what I mean? You can't ask that of them. You always go, it should be the other way around. But they're the guys that, you know what I mean? You can tell the Stretford end is a different ballgame. When you sit in that end, it's different from all the other stands. It's real. So that's the best initiative that you can do. And you can do protesting, like hardcore. But I just want a different ownership. That's the only thing in 25 years that's the same. We've changed everything else. Changed the players, the staff. Even the frigging dinner ladies and the kitmen have probably changed. I don't know. So God willing, they leave, man. And this team, free Man United, I suppose, is what you want to say.
Yeah, big up. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Sorry, Jav, I need to roll, man. Let them have
big
it.
up.
I'll
Big
see you
up,
guys on
Boumaier.
the next one.
Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day, Boumaier.
Thanks, Helge.
Or night.
Take care, gents.
Yeah, there's 2 things I want to mention, because what Boumaier is actually talking about, us as a fan base, it's a game theory. I don't know if you have read it. I don't know if Irfan has read it or whatever. It's called The Prisoner's Dilemma. And it's about the outcomes. It's two criminals, and they get caught, and if they both confess, they got a mild verdict, and if they both keep silence, no one will get in jail, and if one confess and the other one don't, obviously the one guy will get the sentence. And as a Man United fan base, I think this is where we are at the moment. The only solution is to empty the stadium, obviously, but the individuals won't give up their privilege of going to Old Trafford, because they know there will always be someone else getting that ticket. So the individual won't sacrifice itself for the collective, and this is where we are at the moment. And the Glazers know this all the time, and you can actually say it easy that the Glazers and Ineos are exploiting us as fans, and that's the brutal truth. We are not weak. We are trying to say the truth, but no one will sacrifice themselves for this to ever stop. My other point is I like the rumors of other managers coming in, and I actually did a show tonight on De Zerbi. And for me, I think he would be the perfect candidate, if he get the proper backing. I really love De Zerbi from his Brighton time and how he plays. I know he's the hipster manager, and it will never work because he will never get backed with the right group of players. But De Zerbi, I really like how he controls the game and he thinks outside the box. It's not like everybody else. I will show you an example, and you guys can. I showed this on my show. So this is actually how he tries to play out from the back, and he plays with two centre backs splitting, but not going wide. They are both inside the box, and they have 4 players on the 18-yard box line, 2 midfielders central, and the attack is wide. So basically, what he's trying to achieve in this setup, I can show you.
Overload.
It's overload, yes, Nordin. So if I go to the tactical board, I will show you. You have the striker. So let's say the pass goes out to the Ligt, and Welbeck tries to press. That's the aim. You will try to press and block Man United to one side. But if you have the ability to play yourself out, let's say you go Mainu and back, or you go directly from the Ligt over to Martinez here. The striker needs to cut off the passing lane centrally. So if one of the centre backs then starts moving up, they stand there, studs on the ball, it's a trap. As soon as one of these guys press, you have an overload centrally. If you go centrally, you see here, you have a box 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3. That's how you get superiority in the central of the pitch.
Right,
so
and still play to those fundamentals till day.
Yeah, but City still also are starting to do this right now, and they are copying De Zerbi. He was the mastermind behind this.
Yeah,
and for me, as a footballer, as a tactician, I would love to have a guy like De Zerbi in, but I understand also it will never work. But I like the De Zerbi rumors. I just wanted to show you this little snippet of.
Do you think Amorim is feisty and temperamental? De Zerbi is the next level. De Zerbi is like Conte. He's like Conte. Yeah. He'll call out.
Yes, the Italian fire. Yeah.
Jarvis, can I ask you something about? I didn't know you did the show about, because we talked after the show last time, and I said De Zerbi and Conte are my favorite managers, and I didn't know you did a show, so I'm definitely going to watch this afterwards. But
it was only a short show, like 45 minutes. So
yeah, I'm going to watch it. But the question was, when I have watched a bit of Marseille and I watched a lot of Brighton because I loved him. But does he change formation? Because I feel like sometimes has he played like 3 at the back sometimes, and then 4-4-2, and then a diamond, and then 4-2-3-1. I feel like sometimes he has principles and tactics and kind of an idea, but I feel like he was, at least my experience of him is that I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, is because I don't know. But if he stays in the same formation, at least I saw so many different things in every individual game. I feel like he does tweaks to the opponents that he is meeting, but he keeps the same, like he doesn't sometimes put a low block and plays 30% possession. That's not what I mean. But does he sometimes adapt to? I feel like he is most interested in win.
If you go by that survey, the second season, after he got this big breakthrough, he had a lot of injuries with this Brighton team, and everything fell apart. He was so stubborn. It was his way or the highway.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. He's not adaptive as a manager. He will try his best. But the reason why we didn't sign the survey was he wanted his coaching staff, and I think it was 12 in total or something. And I think it was too expensive for a club like Man United and Ineos. They wouldn't want to put that money in the coaching staff, and I think this is the problem. I think we are at the moment. I think Amorim brought in 5 or was it 4 managers? So no coaching staff. So the survey comes with a full package.
I would
it's
really
all 12 or nothing.
One thing I would really recommend everyone, especially Jarvis, if you want to, but Marseille, the official Marseille channel, they have made like their own, Sunderland Ride or Die and the Prime City
documentary.
Marseille has done that, and I've seen every episode, and my God, they get close, not like in the Prime documentaries where they show what they want to show and then hide what they want to hide. That Marseille documentary is so real, raw, and fresh, and they show the scene. Probably some of you guys have probably seen the interaction he had with one of the players, if you know what I'm talking about.
He does it in every training ground. Every training session he goes out with a player.
I love that, and one thing that came out that was pretty shocking, that he almost started crying in one of the post-match or pre-match, because he said football is everything to me. My whole life has fallen apart because of football. My wife has left me. My kids don't talk to me. I have moved to a different country. I've lost everything because I saw this is what I live for. So I don't accept you guys not trying your best, because I want this with all of my... And I think it's very psychotic thing to say maybe, but I just love that guy. But that guy breathes football. I think he dreams about football. And will he succeed?
And you know what he said? You know what he said after the game? They didn't listen to him, the players, and they lost the game. He said, he showed them, I think in the email, he said, this is the money that I could have made at Manchester United. Instead, I came here to play football. Yeah. He showed them, somebody said it was a piece of paper, somebody said he showed them on the laptop, and it was like, this is the reason why I came here, for the fans and for the...
I would have loved to have him as loved to have him as a coach, but Nuruddin,
it's not happening with our owners. It's not happening.
No,
it's not
one
happening.
thing that you said, why when Tuchel and De Cherby turned us down, would they take it now? Do you know a funny thing about that is they were both out of a job at the time as well. Remember, now Tuchel is England manager as well, and De Cherby is smashing it at Marseille. And also the leadership group in Marseille are so brilliant. The owner cares. The owner of Marseille is at every training.
He told the owner to F up.
The owner
is why you're bringing me these shit players.
The owners is at every. The owners is a French guy, and Benatia, who played for Bayern München and Juventus. They are at every training, every day, watching those players. Like, he has a board that really cares in Marseille, and is challenging for the title. And so it was just to your point that they rejected us with no job, and now they are England manager in Marseille. So yeah, go on.
Southgate in the summer. We're having it or what? We're getting a win out here, fan.
Well, come on, stop it, please. Stop it. Come on.
Why not?
We are getting in. We are getting in.
Listen, no.
Listen,
you guys, you got to stop being fatalists. You got to stop it. I know things are bad, but don't take it to this stupid, crazy level. Come on, stop it.
It's not stupid.
It's come on. If we're getting Southgate, listen. One thing they do try to check, these clowns, is they do try to read the mood on the Man United street, the fans. They know majority United fans, it even goes as high as 80% do not want Southgate. They are wary of that. They are wary of the backlash of the fans. They're not that stupid. You know, that guy's finished. The guy's finished because whether you like it or not, when you live in England, like all of us do here, majority of us, he's not liked in England because he was a gentleman, but he was too defensive when he had the most attacking English team ever. So it's not a good look in England. So that's what I'm saying. So this guy's past it. He's got his knighthood. He's finished, okay? Now, going back to De Zerbi is too typical hot-head, emotional, crazy Italian. It wouldn't work at Man United. It would never work. It would never work. It would never work. I grew up with a lot of Italians.
Come on, Irfan. Yes, it would.
No, Ev, it would work. It would work. Listen.
No. Let me
finish. It would work
with a good boy.
You had people who know and understand the type of mentality he has and are all about the football. It would work. But we're not about the football. We haven't got players like that. Never mind owners. We haven't got players like that. Let me tell you something. The way I see it is if you want a real analysis and overall generalization of where we are, we need to be set up properly. Okay,
We need to stop the defense. Needs to stop leaking goals like crazy, like the worst number of goals. You got to fix the defense. We got to start learning how to win 1-0. We haven't got that. Okay. Second thing is you've also got to have a manager that knows how to motivate these prima donnas in the team who are comfortable. Right. It's a balance of those two things. Right. That's what I see. Okay. It's balanced. And we don't have anybody close to it yet. We haven't had anybody. I don't know who can do that job of fixing the defense and then motivating the players to say, look, you've got to break a leg for me. You've got to do everything for me and the club. I don't see that. But that's what we had at Ferguson. We had players who would die for Ferguson. We don't have that anymore. We haven't had that for a long, long time. Okay. Now I don't think that's what I mean. I don't see Carrick as being that guy that can do that. I don't see it at all.
Southgate,
right?
No,
definitely not Southgate. No. It doesn't. It needs, like I said, these guys. I just see with Man United. I've always said this time and time again. Unless we've got a player that's come with a cabinet full of trophies and he's got a massive ego, but he's also a mature and almost gentleman like an Ancelotti, the cross between Ancelotti or Mourinho or whoever, anyone who's got the cabinet full, say, listen, you jokers, this is what I've got, right? I don't see anyone at Man United playing for them. I just don't see it. I just see him coasting. Like I see half this team of Man United, at least 3/4, they're just coasting. That massive paycheck. I play for Man United, 300,000 likes on Instagram. You're loved everywhere you go. People throw roses at you. That's Man United. It's almost like champagne footballers. They're not even. To me, when I look at the team, I don't even see players that want to win. I don't give a crap. They're just happy, and that's Nuruddin. You know, and I know from the 70s, 80s, 90s, we've seen how people have changed. We've seen who becomes a footballer compared to what they used to do. We used to see footballers that would pay for nothing. They just wanted to win. They don't care. Now we have, people who play football because they want millions. They want money. They want cars. They want houses. They want private planes. That's what. Yeah, that's what we got. So it needs special managers. Special players for it to succeed. You're not going to get that anymore. That's why I think.
I just want to say, a lot of players who play under this De Zerbi love him because he improves them all.
I can see it working with young unknowns. I can see it working with young unknowns.
No. The older players loves. He's so good with the older players as well. Like Aubameyang, and when he was at Brighton, he was so good with
Oibeg, and all these guys.
Yeah, they love him.
Let me say the reason why I think De Zerbi won't necessarily work is because he reminds me so much of young Louis van Gaal with the Ajax team.
Yeah.
De Zerbi is a mad scientist, and those kind of coach can. Football has changed so much, and these days these players are a brand of their own. And it's not like they're bigger than the club, but it's a fine line between when they go into self-preservation mode and when they're still following your instruction. And I don't think De Zerbi is the kind of person that can tolerate that kind of fine line, that can walk that kind of fine line pretty well. There is a reason why big teams are staying away from him. Because that big team, your talents win your game, you're going to have to manage those sort of players, those characters. And I don't think he has the patience for that. For mad scientists like him, it suits more to have like the same team like Louis van Gaal have with the Ajax young academy players that believe in your principle and that can execute it to the core. So I don't think De Zerbi can work in today's game.
I think City will hire him.
Yeah.
For me, it's the football structure. Who can work? I don't see.
No, I agree. I know what you're going to say.
There are a lot of rumors. There are a lot of rumors in Manchester that Ancelotti, after the World Cup, might be getting a job at United.
We need to stay away from these old managers, except for anybody that's not named Unai Emery. I believe most of these old managers, the game has passed them by. To be honest with you. Yeah, I believe
was
so.
Successful at Real Madrid. He won so many Champions Leagues, man. What are you talking about?
Yes, I know, but he also got sacked 2 times? He also got sacked at PSG. We can apply that logic anywhere, but these young guys are on their.
Sorry, Luani. All coaches get sacked. That's what happens. What are we doing?
I know,
here? But Ancelotti is one of the most successful coaches
I am not complaining. I rate
game is at the field.
Ancelotti highly. But at his age, do you really want him to deal with this young power of players?
You want another Amorim? You want another Amorim? This guy's got no experience whatsoever.
No, I don't want. He's not. I don't think experience is the only factor in the game. So you have to have a certain level of management, and that management applies.
Name the coach that you want.
Ooh.
I want Areola.
No.
Areola is my pick.
It's good.
But a cool thing that I haven't thought about. Jarvis said what I don't remember where you said it or when or if it was on or off camera when you talked about the Spanish thing. I think that was
the Basque thing about they have a lot of very high educated managers.
Areola, good evening, Emery.
It was basically Jarvis said that he wants a Spanish manager because we haven't tried it. That's point one. And he also said he wanted a Spanish manager because they have been brought up in their DNA, in the blood, with a certain type of football. So it's not even like they have to try to do.
It would be the dream for me.
They wouldn't even try to have to do it. It's just born within them. And I have never thought about it till he said it. That obviously I've thought about they have DNA and Basque and everything, but I've never thought about if a Spanish person came into United, what that could maybe possibly bring, because you see wherever they go in the world, we see Fabregas at Como, or you see Xabi Alonso at Bayern Leverkusen, or Emery at Villa or Bournemouth, Arteta, Pep. They are bloody good, so it's not a bad shout. But one thing I wanted to say about the Cherby though was I hate Ineos, I hate Ratcliffe and the owners obviously, but if they go for the Cherby in the summer, I will give them a bit of credit for that, because
see, Helga, they'll have you eating they'll have you here. You'll be eating at the palm of will.
No.
You'll be having your Weetabix. You'll be having your potato.
No, I just
the
mean
potato and the Weetabix will be lovely.
I just want them to. They are shit. I hate them, but I just want them to surprise me once. I just want them to. Oh,
who do you want, Helga? Who do you want? You want
the Cherby. The Cherby, Conte. If I could pick anyone, it would be the Cherby, Luis Enrique, Conte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those three. And
Ev, I don't know if you're there. We wanted to ask you what coach do you want.
I had a question for Earth. Do you still have the list of the points about Middlesbrough and Carrick?
No, we've gone through that. We're not going to go back.
No, I'm not revising. I'm not revising it.
Let me just get the super chat. One second now. Let me just get the super. Just waffling said, United manager has to be good on and off the pitch. De Zerbi, Areola, Emery will struggle off the pitch.
No.
With all the distractions from the coach we have to do. Go ahead.
No, when you read that, I was waiting for you at the end of those points to say, who does that remind me of? Because if you said that was about Amorim, legit, every point you said is what Nuruddin has been saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought the same
about
thing.
The subs too slow,
too late,
too rich. Every point you made,
not progressive, very reactive. The game's already gone, and when they make any changes,
every point
I get that.
was.
Look, this is what I'm saying. This is why it's such, because look, the question is, if you really want to summarize, where the Man United job in all the jobs of world football, right? Where does it rank? Is it the first, second, third, fourth, fifth? Toughest job in the world? Which one is it? You guys tell me. Which one is it? Is it the toughest job in the world, or is it the third,
Number
second, first?
one.
You tell me. Huh?
Number one.
What'd you say, Nuruddin? What'd you say?
Number one.
No, it's not. No, it's not. There's zero expectations. It's just that we have the owners we have make it the most impossible job, because they all lie to every coach and every manager that comes here. They lie to them and they tell them we're on a rebuild, and then they quarterback them. Then when they don't achieve, they get rid of them. That is
Tie-
the fact.
Tie the hands behind the back.
But
Tie
who
the
do you
hands-
want, Irfan?
So hang on. So we can't even analyze how difficult the job is because of this toxic management system and ownership. We can't even analyze that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. So that's what I'm
No,
saying.
I'm saying what makes the job so difficult is the owners and the football structure.
Yeah.
Because they always, I go back to Moyes, they promised him all these players. They got him Fellaini and what's his name? Juan Mata. They promised him Cesc Fabregas. They promised him Tony Cruz. They promised him all these different type of players, and they got him. Van Gaal wanted all of these different players. Jose, you know already, he wanted all these players, get rid of all the youngsters. They didn't back him. They didn't back. The only coach that got given full power and a lot of money they spent on him, but they didn't fully back him. Still, and they spent a lot of money, about 600 million, was Ten Hag. He was the only one that actually they spent a lot of money on.
Okay, so wait a second. So with that in mind, then you said 600 million. What if we had a De Zerbi or Luis Enrique or somebody like that with a 600 million? Where do you think we'd be then?
We're not going to be.
No, but I'm just saying. You just told me.
They are not buying the players. They're not buying the players.
Hang on. You just told me. No.
Listen. Let me say this. They don't back. What they do is they back you halfway, and one of the reasons why they backed him to a certain extent, because a lot of players left. Remember, a lot of players went on a free. Remember, after when Oli got sacked, a lot of players went on a free. You know, Matic, Pogba, a lot of Mata, all these players walked out. So the squad, United needed to spend money.
Herrera as well.
But they never fully backed him. They never fully backed him. So there has not been one manager.
But Nuruddin, 600 million.
Let me finish. Irfan. Has had a proper rebuild. Irfan, as we speak right now, Arteta has had almost $1 billion spent on him.
Yeah.
In 6 years.
Okay, but 600 million, Nuruddin, is 10 players, 10 very good players, isn't it?
Yeah, because of the way, Irfan, it's also it's not 10, because it wasn't like that. The way Manchester United negotiate, we get rinsed in the transfer market.
Yeah,
because the people at the top don't have a clue. So what you're asking, we're all of us, if we're being hopeful, we're asking for the most impossible coach to come in here. Coach that gives us a style of play, something that all fans we believe in. A coach that also manages the board and the owners, as well as managing the football club and managing the players. That coach is not there. It's not available. There is not one person that can come in and do all of that. It's not happening.
Well, we need a miracle.
You wanted my answer of who I would. Hang on, Luwani. Hang on a second. So, just in terms of my answer to the actual original question, who would I get? The only person's football that I've seen that I've liked 6 months ago, I'd say, was Enrique's at PSG when they were beating everyone, and that beautiful football with Vitinha and all the rest of them, with Dembele, everyone. That was the best football I saw last year, but they seem to have dropped off, not the same way they were last year. But that was the best football of any sort of progressive, slightly older manager who's not as old as Ancelotti that I saw was that. But that was with a very, very young, dynamic, very, very good team. That's the only manager I could say. And I don't think
you got to remember he's a checkbook manager. To be honest, no one spends as much as PSG if you go by the way.
There you go.
So again, it's a little bit dodgy.
They're not leading the table as well, by the way.
No, they're sitting second.
Marseille are 8 points from the top. I think it's Auxerre, maybe someone like that.
Lens.
Yeah, Lens, and then the PSG are second, a point behind. So obviously they're not the same as what they were last year. I'm just going off the football, like you said. Now you're telling me he's a checkbook guy, so he needs billions.
Irfan, all the top managers in the world football are checkbook managers. All of them. Jose, at his height, was a checkbook manager. Pep Guardiola, the most successful coach in how many years? Checkbook manager. Fergie, when he first started, checkbook manager. He got lucky with 5 players from the class of 92, but he was a checkbook manager. Every manager is at the top coaches in world football. Ancelotti, checkbook manager. Everybody's a checkbook manager. Everybody is.
That's what I
Just
say.
wanted
Hang
to
on,
answer the
even the
question about
Barca managers, checkbook managers, the Barca ones.
Yeah, Barcelona had to spend Rafinha. They got all these
No, but
players.
they don't have the money, Nuruddin.
No. Irfan, listen.
They're cheating.
Barcelona has spent loads of money, and then they got lucky with La Masia, and Xavi, who understood the system, came in and blooded a lot of youngsters in his first season, and they didn't win anything. Second season, he won the league, but they still bought players, and they're paying them big wages. Lewandowski, big wages. Rafinha, who's the captain now, big wages. Rashford, Frankie de Jong, big wages.
And
Rashford now, big wages. So at the end of the day, Lamine Yamal, one of the highest paid players in world football, even though he's one of the youngest. So they still pay, but they had to sell a lot of the aspect to the rights to their stadium. They had to sell a lot of things. They had to pull many levers to attract players.
Yes, I wanted to answer the question as to why I thought,
let Lawani in a second,
Manchester United job was the hardest job in world football. It's all down to the expectation of the fan and also your starting point. If you take teams like Real Madrid, PSG, and Barcelona or Bayern, they have a certain starting point. Yes, the expectation is high, but most of the managers that come in are expected to maintain, or even if you are on autopilot to a certain level, because of the level of that team in the league and the competitive nature of that, the non-competitive nature of that league, their job is much easier, kind of. But when it comes to Manchester United, we are expecting a coach to come in, not to maintain, but to research an old glory that an exceptional manager came and installed. Exceptional manager, and that period of football that Sir Alex Ferguson did his thing, I can argue that there was not enough, the league was not competitive. It was a two or three team league, and the crop of managers in the league were not superior to what we have today in the Premier League. Any given manager coming from the championship can outcoach you. And also the competitive balance in terms of the players that are being produced in world football are completely almost level today. So the job today is so hard because the expectation of our fan is to go back to that glory time. While in the other teams in Europe, it's just a maintenance job, basically. So, but I want to go back to what we talk about the players and
Luani, I think
we are underselling.
Luani, one second. I need to push back against what you said. I fundamentally disagree. The biggest problem at Manchester United, somebody just asked me, who do I want? I don't actually believe no manager or coach can ever succeed with the current model of ownership we have at this football club.
Okay. You just talk about Barcelona, right?
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. They've had so many different managers at Barcelona, at Real Madrid, at Bayern Munich, and they've always sustained. They've sacked managers right, left, and center. They always sustain. Ibrahimovic, when he owned Chelsea, they sacked managers right, left, and center. They also always maintained. If you have owners that want to win, if you want to have a board and the people in the football structure that know what they're doing, you can win. You can win and win and win and have sustained. Now, modern football is about how ambitious the owners and how much they want to win. Hence, Manchester City, the football structure they put in place, and how much do they want to win? How many players they want to. They never say, "Oh, January we can't buy players." Oh, they never say any of that. They're like, every opportunity, every transfer window is an opportunity. Bringing in 3. Last January they bought in 4 players or 3 players, if I'm not mistaken.
In City.
This January they've already bought in Semenyo, and now apparently Anderson from Atlanta is the next guy to link with in this window. So let's not give it. So at the end of the day, it's not to do that we need this magical, mystical coach. We, the owners, play against the fans, the coaches, the managers, and that's what happens. And it's impossible. So what the PR, let me finish, the PR that is spread is this great Manchester United. That I'll agree with you. So what the PR of Manchester United, what the owners push overload is that we're great, we're the greatest team, because that brings them eyes and advertisements. But it's a false one. They know fundamentally, with their model of ownership, we can't win because they don't want to win. They're only asking about money. While Barcelona is owned by the members. Real Madrid is owned by the members. They vote for presidents. If the president doesn't get it right, doesn't bring the trophies, you get voted out. Next president has to become a project, has to become an investment. You bring all of that, you get headed out. Bayern Munich, majority of the football club is run. The CEOs, the directors are all run by who? Ex-players who know. When they don't do their job, they get replaced by other players who play for Bayern Munich. And if not, they've got responsibility to the 51 plus rule, the fans. So the reason what I'm saying to you, what is tragic about Manchester United, and majority of people will never realize, Fergie put us so far ahead. All they had to do is just get another manager who knows what he's doing, back him to the hill and sustain it. And they would have made a lot more money. They're so fucking thick. But no.
Allow me to push back on that really quick.
Let me finish this point. All they did is bring a guy, promise to back him, and then they sack. That's what they've done.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say about that is, look, I'm not saying that there's no mismanagement when it comes to Manchester United.
It has zero to do with the fans' expectation and everything to do with the ownership model.
Okay, you're talking about the ownership management, and what we bring that most of the time is the mismanagement. When you look across Europe, even at Barcelona to a certain extent, there is mismanagement too. That's why it gets to a point where they were selling.
You think
they were selling their seats. They were selling the right to the stadium.
Did you get voted out? You get voted out as the president. When you fuck up, you get out. They vote in somebody else.
So the point I'm trying to make here, Nuruddin, is that you comparing two leagues that cannot really be compared, right? If you take the Premier League now, the amount of money that is being
models. I just give you the example of Manchester
if you're comparing the ownership model, you also have to compare the league.
Luani, forget Barcelona, forget Real Madrid, forget Bayern Munich, right? Use your excuse and go, but it's different leagues. I just give you the two most successful teams in the last 20 years in English football. Chelsea under Ibrahimovic and Manchester City, and what? They have the almost ownership that want to win.
Hear me out. I'm talking about the Premier League and the money that is being dumped into the Premier League, therefore making this league more competitive than it used to be. You hear Jurgen Klopp, right before he quit, coming out saying, I can't compete with this model. And that's also, I'm not saying there's no mismanagement by our ownership. I'm just saying some circumstances also need to be taken in consideration. Where winning the league is by default for us under Sir Alex Ferguson, as soon as the league started, we knew we were going to win it. Today, the league is more competitive just by virtue of the money that's being dumped into it. And that I also need you to take that into consideration. That's all.
Okay, Luani. I'll give you the example. I don't want to go in round houses. You are correct that the amount of TV money in the Premier League has made the Premier League more competitive. Facts. But if Chelsea under Ibrahimovic, they would still be cleaning up, battling with City for league titles, and City will come back and dominate even more. Now, Guardiola is in his third team. He's built 3 teams at Man City. One won the treble, the other one did 5 in a row or whatever, did how many league titles. Now he's constructing his 3rd team because they want to win at all costs. They don't look at
because they have money. They have money.
Well,
you can want to win, but if you don't have money, you ain't going anywhere.
So that's the point I'm making. So what were you asking me for? That's what I said to you. What do you think I meant when I say they want to win at all costs? Chelsea Ibrahimovic sat managers right, left, and center. He wanted to win big trophies, wanted to compete for big trophies season in, season out. And if you didn't win, you got headed out. At Barcelona, they have the similar expectations. At Real Madrid, they have similar expectations. At Bayern Munich, they have similar expectations. The point I'm trying to make to you is that modern football is about the ownership. And I've just said to you, what most of you, that's why I think Manchester United is not, I fundamentally disagree with you. It's nothing to do with the fans' expectations and everything to do with the ownership model. Jarvis, please tell me I'm wrong or gives a different point of view. Then we go to Helga. Then we'll close up the show.
No. I think you when you talk about pressure, I think Alonso was sacked with almost 70% win rate, and this is just how the level and pressure is at a certain club, Real Madrid, and as the clubs you mentioned. So I agree with that, but I think you both agree. Actually, you're not in a disagreement. It's just it's just about
I hear them
finding
agree.
the right word. So no, but I just want to go back to the Carrick thing, and I want to.
No, I want to ask you this: do you think there is a coach, magical coach out there that can work with this ownership and this structure model? That's all the question I want to ask. Do you think there's a coach out there that can win, can make Manchester United
not win, but there are coaches out there who can work with them, obviously, like Southgate and people with low expectations.
No, Southgate, no.
Yeah, but the question was: is there a manager out there, despite we can't compete with money? Is there like a magical coach out there without backing?
No, there's no saviors. There's no saviors. We are on our own. That's the thing. And we will be on our own. We are, as fans, the only one who's keeping Man United alive.
Why are we looking for magical coach?
But we are the solo.
Did anybody see Arteta coming? Did anybody see Arteta coming?
I will say, as famous words of Nuruddin, let me finish.
Sure.
We are the solo Man United. It's us, the fans, because the club has lost its souls many years ago. We are about to tear down Old Trafford. We have incompetent people in charge. We are owned by mainly the Glazers, Americans, and a British billionaire who I don't know what we got to find a nickname for Sir Jim. I want to call him Mr. Sir Spreadsheet or Mr. Chemistry or something. I don't know, Nordin. Are you creative tonight? I like Mr. Vitabix and Mr. Potato Head. That's spot on. But we got to find a name for Sir Jim too, because we can't keep
Uncle Skrue, Scrooge McDuck. Oh, what is it called?
Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, Jim the Rat. Jim the Rat, mate.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Jim the Rat then. Jim the Rat. Yep.
Yeah.
Cherry. Jim the Cherry. Cherry Tom and Jerry?
Uncle Skrue. What's it in English? Uncle Skrue.
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. But my point is, I think if we are going to see this through, let's just think theoretically further ahead into the future. And if the owners stay put, as they will, they won't sell until they get the magical price of, is it $36 a share, $10 billion. So at the moment, it's not looking good. But let's say we give them 3 years and they build a new stadium. And the stadium is almost done. I think they can sell the sellers for 10 or 15 billion or whatever, and then we can start cheering again. But the future looks dark, and I
don't think they're gonna sell, Jarvis. I think that's where me and you disagree. I think once they build
I don't think they're gonna sell, but I'm trying to find the positives. We, as Irfan sometimes says, we have to have a therapy, something positive, something to hold on to. But this is my biggest problem at the moment. I'm at the stage where I'm resigned. I have no fight left in me. I hate these people, and hate is a strong word, but I hate them with all my guts. I really think they have destroyed what Man United used to be, and it saddens me thinking of it. But we can just go by the next game, and I wanted to end with saying we could easily beat Manchester City on Saturday. I don't believe it, but you never know when it comes to football. Anything can happen. And we just witnessed Wrexham beating Crystal Palace, the FA Cup. Macclesfield. There's always a chance. So let's just hope, and it will be so vital if Carrick wins the first game. I think we will see some of the belief coming back into the group, because I think we all, as Man United fans at the moment, are deflated. You don't have any fight left. The only person I see that's actually not doing too bad is you, Nurdin, because you have been preaching this now for a couple of years. So you're just like you were prepared. That's the thing. So
always.
Yeah, but come on, guys.
I wish I was wrong. I wish my reading skills of the situations and the patterns, I wish they're all wrong, but they're not. They're a superpower. I see shit before it happens. I just see it, and I'm like,
it saddens me that you're right. That's what I'm.
I know that's why it pains me. Yeah. Do you think I want to feel like this? I wish I was wrong. I wish I was a guy on the internet, on YouTube, that was just waffling and chatting shit. I wish I was wrong. I wish I was wrong.
And you couldn't have picked.
And that would mean Manchester United would be on top and winning.
No.
When it comes to United, we don't need a miracle remedy. We just need a good one. No one saw Arteta coming when he took over Arsenal. Now look at him now. You know, you need somebody. Whoever the manager is, Carrick or whoever Ariola.
Different. I'm sorry, Luane. The Arsenal model is totally different. After the Super League, the Kroenke family, the son of Kroenke, came to London to take full control of the football club. Back in the day, Arsenal was owned by two different owners, Osmanov and Kroenke. Osmanov owned 40-something%, and Kroenke had the majority percentage. It took them 11 years for Kroenke to persuade Osmanov to sell, the Russian billionaire, to sell his shares. Kroenkes are in full control. The Kroenkesen left the US to come to take full control of the running of the football club. They had Edu, a former player who was a director of football. Arteta came from Man City.
Right?
Manchester United, under the Manchester United model, Arteta does not survive the first 2 years. He gets the sack.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So under this model, you've got to come, like I said, you have to make the fans believe without being backed properly. And you've got to work with what you've got, and you've got to coach the life out of you while managing upwards, especially the board and the owners. And there ain't no, like Jarvis said, ain't nobody with that level. You're literally asking for somebody from a different universe to come here and manage Manchester United.
Thanos.
At the end of the day, the best that we can hope for is a coach who can quickly improve player performances and can get the best out of players very quickly, who doesn't need a transfer window, who is very adaptable tactically, who can vary the tactics, who's got plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and F. That's the type of guy we need, and who's going to take a lot of shit from the owners in the meantime. Who's going to get
That's why I pick Ariola. That's why I pick Ariola. But in the meantime, I like Carrick because as a player, I think because of the position he plays, he can improve the decision making of our player. And I believe if the decision making of our player improve, that will improve the team as a whole, at least for now.
Yeah, well, I hope and pray he can do that. I hope Carrick can be that guy. Because I want to sing, Carrick's at the wheel. Tell me how good. That's what I want to sing. So when I'm in the stadium, that's what I want to sing when I'm in the stadium. But yeah, we can be here. Helga, you've got the last word of the show. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just short answer to Luani. The thing you're forgetting is that Arsenal have a very good support system, very good scouting, very good. You kind of giving all the credit to Arteta, and that's my point. Is that we don't have anything around, and about the discussion, Nuruddin, you said all the top managers need money, and that's true. And I think if you really simplify everything we're talking about, ownerships, tactics, blah blah blah, if you really simplify everything, we just need a shitload of money to sell most of the players and buy a whole set of new players. Like, if you really simplify it, because no matter what manager comes in, my point is, if you're winning Champions League or if you're winning Premier League, like the hardest in the world, then you need money to win. Like if you look at 80s, 90s, the noughties, 2000s, almost everyone that has won Champions League and Premier League has spent money. I believe a coach like Iraola, Glasner can take or Moyes at West Ham was the best example. He took them as high as he could. But I believe you can take a club from here to here, from here to here. But to win those, you need money no matter what. If it's Pep working with Klopp, Brighton won't win the league if Klopp and Pep go and hold hands and walk into Brighton now, because they can't compete because of money. So if you really simplify everything, if we just had shitloads of money and could get rid of 15 players and buy in 50 new with people who knew what players they were buying, it wouldn't have mattered if it was De Cherby, Conte, Tuchel. We would have had a chance to win the league the next year. So if you really simplify everything and all the noise, it all comes down to just money. We don't have money, and that's it. We're not going to win anything without money. And that's the thing. The only team in maybe the history who has won anything without money is probably Leicester. And that was a miracle. Mm-hmm. And that's the history of like 100 years of football. It's like no teams win the biggest. Yeah, Iraola can do good. He can probably go to Spurs and get them top 4, whatever. But where we want to go, the manager isn't the most important thing anymore. It's if we can't spend, there's no Harry Potter that can come in, and that's why I share exactly the same feelings as Jarvis. I'm just. I want to see the silver lining. I want to see the silver lining.
But do you think, Helge, this is the reason why Ineos is not spending money? Do you think they're just saving up for, let's say, 2, 3, 4 big transfer windows, because they know it doesn't matter if we spend 200 million every season and coming in 7th, 6th, 5th.
Yeah.
So we're saving up, and maybe this is, I'm not trying to give Ineos any excuses, because I don't like them. I want them out. But hear me out. If this is maybe the plan, maybe they are just saving up. But I think they are saving up for the stadium. I think that's the thing. But
it's you can easily look. I don't think even that's a conspiracy. You can easily look at every time Berrada, Wilcox, Sir Jim, every time they open their mouth, they never talk about the now. Everything is 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. And that's why they go with we're going to buy 16-year-olds from Ecuador who can be the next Caicedo. It's just because they're buying themselves time. It's easier to just lie about buying young players from relegation teams in Serie A and Dorgu and just saying, yeah, in the future, because they might pump in a lot of money and end up not getting top 4 anyways and just losing money and then selling the club. So I think you're spot on. I think everything is stalling, like everything about them. I have never heard them once talk about now. Not once I have heard them say, next season we're going for it. This year, this summer, they always talk about the next window. And every time we come to a window, they talk about the next window. So when we were in January last time, they had a blatant lie. That was the most annoying thing. In January, they said, we just missed out on Quenda. The 1st of February or 2nd of February, Ben Jacobs, Romano, everyone said United are going for Quenda in the summer. 6 weeks later, he signed for Chelsea. And then the summer comes. And then at the end of the summer, they say, we didn't get Baleba. We tried to get him for half a price, but we'll try again in January. And then January comes. Not even do we try for Baleba. We don't try for him at all. We try to get Semenyo. And then we don't get Semenyo. And then we don't spend anything on that. And now they're saying in January, no, because we're going to cook in summer. They're always just kicking the ball down the line, and they're buying young players, because if they buy now players for the now, they have to spend more, and also they will have expectations. But with this structure, when they say, we're bringing Euro, Heaven, Dorgu, Sesko, everything is a process, everything is a long project. And when those stadium and the area is ready, they are going to sell at the peak. And I know Nuruddin is not agreeing, but I think I agree with Jarvis. I think when
I'm just putting out the theory. It's not even what I think.
But yeah, I think
just
they're
airing it out.
I think they're absolutely just kind of kicking the
But
ball down the road.
It could be onto something. It could be onto something.
Yeah. Well, people, I think there you have it.
Can I ask one question to you guys?
Sorry, Elga. You'll have to save it for the next one. 2 hours and 40 minutes.
That's okay. Yeah.
And it's really late. Big up to everybody. Big up to Lawani, United Trucker.
Big up.
Make sure you go check out the video Jarvis did.
Luani.
Tactical Devils. Please check it out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that channel.
Thank you.
Make sure you follow Manuel Luani, 1979 on X. Make sure you follow Jarvis.
I'm not Ineos in, okay? I'm not.
No, I'm taking it. No, we need you to be Ineos in. You got to give a different point of view. It makes for a better show. Calm down, Luani. Calm down. You've had a couple of howlers, but everybody has that. Nobody plays 90 games and plays man of the match every game.
No, just with me is go big or go home. If it was up to me, too many things has happened this year. There will be no World Cup. I promise you.
Well, yeah, it might be people might be boycotting the World Cup. But yeah, Malouane Luani, I'm not asked. I genuinely want people who come on this channel who are Ineos in, because I want to have a debate with them. I want them to break down and give me the reasons why Ineos model is going to succeed. Honestly, I'm checked out, me. I'm not shouting and screaming anymore. I promise you, I'm not going to do that.
Nuruddin,
another season's written off.
I just saw someone in the chat saying we should get a Middlesbrough fan on the show. And
yeah. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna find out and ask. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great idea.
That's a brilliant.
Whoever said that, big up to you. Big up to you. Yeah. But yeah, I just want to go to the poll. We asked the question: do we have the players to play Carrick ball? 42% said yes. 59% said no. 41% said yes. 59% said no. Unfortunately, we didn't reach our target of 300 likes. But make sure you check out Jarvis, Bowley, BOLE77. And make sure you check out Helgi, Don, I can never say this, Corneligano on X. There we go. Big up to Ben. Make sure you check him out, Elmore39 and Elmore20 on TikTok and Twitch. He's a gamer. Make sure you Bombaye, you see him on this channel or you see him on Tactical Devils. Same with Luani, same with Helgi. And big up. Who else was here tonight?
Irfan.
Irfan. Make sure you follow Irfan on X at Irfan Rainey and at Irfan Rainey on Insta as well. Big up to all you lot. Love light. We'll be live. Maybe tomorrow if something breaks, something happens. Maybe we might be live tomorrow. I'll be. You know what? Actually, I might do AFCON. I might analyze that match reaction to Morocco versus Nigeria tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one.
I have no show tomorrow, so if you need me, just let me know.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll be live around 10 o'clock, Jarvis, after the game.
Cool.
If it just goes to extra time, but maybe I could talk about that. Talk about a bit about United news as well. I'm gonna try to find out more about what happened in the interview with Oli because I'm really curious. I'm really fascinated by that. So I'll try to ask the people who are in the know in and around Manchester to find out more. But yeah, love and light, people. Look after each other. And like I said, Tactical Devils, make sure you go to that channel. We need to get that channel to 5K. The amount of graft and work that's been put into that channel. And unfortunately, YouTube algorithm is effing it up. We need to get that channel to 5K.
Crazy. It's crazy. I don't. When you guys, for example, are live, you are one of my most watched channels, both of you. I don't even get it on the homepage.
Notifications.
It's crazy when you are live.
Yeah. Yo, listen.
Good night, guys.
Listen, big up to everybody. Big up to all the mobs. Big up to everybody. And like free Palestine, Yemen, Congo, Sudan. Free everywhere, man. Free the US from ICE and Trump. Free the
United.
Greenland. You know what I mean? Free United from these vultures. Big up to everybody. Big up to all the fan base that's out there. Another season's written off. But we've got each other. We're gonna suffer together, people. One thing about Amarim, he said you're gonna suffer. Boy, oh boy, was he right.
He was right.
One thing about Amarim, say whatever you want about him. He said, "Suffer FC." Here we go. And we are suffering. To be fair, we've been suffering for 13 years anyway, even before he came. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, but free all the people that are oppressed. F the war machine. F imperialism and colonization. Solidarity with all the indigenous people anywhere in this world. Peace, love, and light. Take care. Look after each other. Love each other. F the Glazers. F Ineos. And if you're down with them, F them too. Peace. Take care. Good night. Smash that like on your way.